welcome to This Week in Laker Football, your exclusive weekly look into the West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football team on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside head coach Zach Hilbers. The Lakers opening their playoff campaign at Novi with a big victory, 49-15 over the Wildcats. Really from the jump, what stood out with this Laker team was the physicality in the trenches. You really won that matchup early. How did that set you up for success in the opening minutes?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That was a huge emphasis for us. As you know, you enter playoff football, you really have to set the tone. So credit to our guys for doing that, both sides of the ball, which kind of allowed us to jump up 14-0 before our defense had a big touchdown to kind of make it 21-0 pretty early. But yeah, that's what it comes down to in playoff football. You got to be able to block, you got to be able to tackle.
We knew against the Novi offense, pretty versatile, have a lot of playmakers. You mentioned that last week as being something that's really tough to match up against, but you held them scoreless for those first 17 minutes. How critical was it on those opening drives to limit their field position in particular? They had a lot of trouble getting past the 50.
Yeah, the defense did a great job. They understood the game plan. They knew which players could hurt them and where they would line up. I guess how to attack them defensively. And they kind of embraced the challenge of all that, Monday through Thursday last week. So they felt pretty prepared on Friday, and they executed it really well. And it was the start we really needed.
Did you notice a different gear being met coming into this game than maybe during the regular season, or even different from the beginning of the regular season to the end of the regular season to now in the playoffs, with their team's preparation, their focus, and their aggression going into that ball game?
Yeah, probably on Friday afternoon on, we seemed like we were really locked in and ready for the challenge, and I felt pretty confident with just, I guess, our guys' focus, and I think it kind of showed. Yeah.
Lakers winning on Friday night last week, 49-15 on the road in Novi against the Wildcats. They go back to Novi this Friday to take on Catholic Central for the district championship. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll have more details on where you can watch that game and tune in, join in with Laker Faithful on our website on civiccentertv.com/LakerSports. Back out to the defense, giving up just 15 points in that game. Most of that later on. Really critical was the third level play by guys like Jaden Allos, who had a pick, and Corey Pittman, who had another pick six. Seems like every time that he gets that football on the defensive side, he takes it home. How critical were they to your team being able to get your offense on the field, keep playing to put points on the board, and keep Novi out of a position to really be able to get back in that game?
Well, Corey's was huge in that, we had just gone up 14-0 and it made it 21-0 pretty early in the second quarter, and it really kind of set a tone that, we had taken early control of the game. And Allos was right before halftime, too, to kind of thwart any chance they have of getting another score. I guess it made our message for the kids, look, we've been on the other side of this, where we've stormed back and from when we were down and taking leads again, and we're not going to let that happen to us. We really have to finish the job, and they did.
And as they finish the job on the defensive side of the ball, 49 points is a lot to score in any football game, especially in the playoffs. Got to focus on that offense. In particular, Jamal Shakespeare, who had over 120 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns in that game. How did his versatility help you across all 3 phases and picking up that opening round win?
We play him all over the field, and we put so much on that kid's plate, from playing quarterback, running back, receiver, and then free safety, where the free safeties have to know what everyone's job on the defense is. So it's really he has to know all 22 people where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing. And that's a lot. And the fact that he's able to navigate that and then have the success he had last week in a big playoff game, I was really happy for him, and I know he was really excited and happy for himself too. But he's worked really hard all year, and he deserved it.
That being said, over the last few weeks, we've seen a handful of guys getting touches offensively every single week. It was huge in that regular season win on the road at Birmingham Seaholm, where 8+ guys got the football. Last week we saw Cam Flowers, Elijah Durham also get some touches. Josh Tate had a great game. How does that versatility offensively help you, especially at this time of the year where you're going to be going up against a variety of different competition at different levels and with different strengths?
Yeah, it's really beneficial to us as an offense because you want to be able to take whatever the defense is giving you, because different defenses try to take different things away, usually based on the strength of their players they have out there. And if we can be multiple and versatile, whatever it is they're giving you, we should be able to attack it. and some people are harder with, not having many weaknesses out there, but we think with the guys we have, we can at least try to find some chink in an armor that we can attack.
The Lakers taking on Novi Detroit Catholic Central on Friday. They are a 10-0 team, one of the top ranked in the entire state of Michigan. That talent, that versatility, definitely going to play a factor in the Lakers trying to go out and win that district championship. Coach, you mentioned it in the past weeks when you've picked up a win. Winning 2 in a row is really tough. But you also told the Oakland Press after this past game against Novi, what you were really impressed with was how the team sort of collected all the good from throughout the season and kept consistent with that throughout the game. How are you preaching to them to maintain that consistency as they get ready for arguably their toughest game of the year coming up?
Yeah, very well might be the toughest. And, they saw what can happen when they do things the right way and kind of get out of our own way sometimes and play like clean and confident and collective together. And this week's probably even more important. Catholic Central doesn't beat themselves. So you certainly have to beat them yourself, and you can't beat yourself. You have to go out there and beat them because they're not going to do it for you. It's definitely vital for this week.
Plenty more coming up later on in the program about that Catholic Central team coming in, the CHSL champions. They won their Central Division as well, undefeated, and another tough matchup on the road coming up in Novi for the Lakers. For the meantime, we're going to take a break with the head coach. On the other side, Mr. Pick Six Chops Pittman will join us. Stay with us. It's This Week in Laker Football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Hello, my name is Danya Bazzi. I'm the superintendent of West Bloomfield School District. I want to congratulate Civic Center TV on hitting the amazing milestone of 1 million viewers. Your involvement in our community doesn't go unnoticed. We thank you for keeping our residents and community engaged in the latest and greatest news and information. I'm Danya Bazzi, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
Live, local, social. Dive into your community with the Splash Live. Coverage of events and exciting developments in the greater West Bloomfield area. Join Tyler Keefe, Kevin McIntosh, and the rest of our staff live out on the street or in our studio. Weekdays live on Comcast Channel 15 or on AT&T at Channel 99. Watch us online too on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, on YouTube at Civic Center TV, or on our website, civiccentertv.com.
Welcome back to This Week in Laker Football, your exclusive weekly look into the West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football team on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe, joined by Chops Pittman, the Laker defensive back in the 2024 season as they go on to the second round of the playoffs. Chops, I want to talk about that first game because big expectations for the Lakers this season. Maybe didn't meet that in the regular season, but certainly had a great showing in that first playoff game against Novi.
Going to the game, we knew it was a big game for us. Some people were down. We was like, we're not going out first round. Our seniors who came hard to play, everybody came, and we just got the win.
In that game, you had a pick six that came at a really critical point for the Lakers late in that game, helped us really seal the deal against Novi. And you've had a few of those throughout this season. What do you think's been the key to you to be able to not only pick up the football on the defensive side of the ball, but to turn those into some really big plays all season long?
I feel like I just be in the right place, right time. I got to play my coverage, know where I got to be. And when I get the ball, I know my teammate's going to block for me. I just run back to the end zone.
We know you've been on this team in the past. It's been a couple of years since your last time on the football team. Took a year off last season. What's it been like to get back out there with this team? And does it feel like there's been any time that's passed, or like you just came back to the same team you were on back then?
It feel really good, actually. I haven't played since freshman year, so it's new guys on the team. And I just felt like they brought me in. I was a good player, and I felt like I was good for the position I'm in.
Yeah, coming in to this season, coming in after not playing since your freshman year, it's been a couple of seasons. For a lot of people, they come back in, they maybe get on the varsity team, you're down the depth chart a little bit, but you're a starter and you're playing a critical role. So how have you sort of maybe embraced that large role on this team and the pressure that maybe comes along with being in the starting position as an upperclassman leader?
During the summer, Coach Hilbert said I was going to have to be a key role, so I just put the work in. I came in and knew it was going to be a big role for me, and that's what I had to do.
Corey Pittman is with us on This Week in Laker Football. Defensive back for the Lakers had a big role in their 49-15 victory in the district semifinal last week in Novi. They're going back out to Novi this Friday to take on Novi Detroit Catholic Central, one of the top-rated teams, ranked teams in the entire state of Michigan, undefeated. It's a big challenge, but you're used to playoff experience from being on the basketball team. A lot of success for them in the past couple of seasons. How's that helped you to kind of get ready for these sort of situations while also helping some of the younger players get ready for playoff football as well?
I say, to be honest, anything can happen in the playoffs. They could be 10-0. We 5-4, 5-5. We're not scared of nobody. We're gonna come out, play our game. They got good players. We got good players. But we all, to the fourth quarter, we're gonna win the game.
And going back to your basketball experience, a lot of times we have multi-sport athletes that play football. They also run track, or they're in wrestling, and those sports kind of coincide and really mix well with a game like football. How does basketball and the skills that help you on the court help you on the football field as well?
I'll say my feet work, because I know guarding people, it'd be hard, but I got quick feet, so I can stay in front of somebody or run past somebody fast.
Corey Pittman is with us on This Week in Laker Football as the Lakers get ready for a Friday night matchup with one of the best teams in the entire state of Michigan for the district championship. 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday against Novi Detroit Catholic Central. CivicCenterTV.com/LakerSports is the place to go for more information on how you can tune in and how you can get tickets as well. Corey, before we let you go, what do you think is going to be the key for your team going forward to do something that you haven't been able to do all season long, win 2 games in a row? And right now, if you can't do that, you're in a bad spot. You go home.
I say we've been having trouble stopping the run lately, so this week's gonna be real crucial to stop the run. They have a good running back to run up the floor, run up the field. So I feel like we stop that, closing the inside, it would be good.
A couple of really good running backs in that backfield for Novi Detroit Catholic Central. The Lakers have been able to shut down the run pretty well over the last couple of weeks, especially in that opening round matchup against a run-heavy team in Novi. Can they do it again on Friday? Big part of that is going to be Corey Pittman and the fellows on the defensive side. Corey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll take a break on This Week in Laker Football. On the other side, Coach Hilbers will rejoin me. We'll preview that game against Catholic Central, what it's going to take for these Lakers to win the district championship and build this momentum over these past few weeks as we get deeper and deeper into playoff time. Stay with us. It's This Week in Laker Football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
We've got news. Civic Center TV just reached 1 million views on YouTube. Over the years, we've filed over 10,000 stories. We've covered local parades and events, life-saving efforts by first responders, remarkable accomplishments of local individuals, state championship athletic teams, and our area's history, government, and the people who volunteer to make our community better. Civic Center TV on cable, online, and on social media, now with over 1 million views on YouTube. Civic Center TV, thanks for watching. You're 1 in a million.
Welcome back to This Week in Laker Football, your exclusive weekly look into the West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football team on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe. He's Zach Hilbers, head coach of the Lakers varsity football squad. Coming in to the second round of the playoffs, it's the district finals first trophy game of these playoffs, and man, what a earned trophy that would be if you're able to take out the 10-0 Catholic Central team on Friday. What are you looking at as you go into this week with that team? And arguably, if you had to make a few key points, why are they 10-0?
They don't make a lot of mistakes. It's one of the more physical teams I've seen around. I guess really top to bottom. It's not one or two kids. It's their collective. They're physical. They don't make a ton of mistakes. Their defense is outstanding. I think the last 4 or 5 weeks they've given up a combined 10 points. So it's something they can really hang their hat on. They run the ball well. If you run the ball and play good defense, you're always going to be in the game. But they've done that and really controlled most games.
They got a lot of playmakers across the board. Their defense last week had a couple of players, including Casimir Moyer, who had 8 tackles. Lee Kruger had 5 tackles, 2 of those for a loss. And they play a lot of those playmakers on both offense and defense. Now, how do you like your matchups against them in particular, given their versatility, but your versatility also, as we talked about earlier on?
Yeah, we're definitely, I guess, both versatile. They got a lot of guys that go on both sides of the ball that are really good. Jaden Pyden being another one. It's definitely a kind of, I guess, a matchup of strength versus speed, with us being, our advantage probably being a little bit of team speed against them. But, when it comes down to it, when they have the ball, you have to be able to match their physicality, because if you don't, they're just going to kind of grind you. And we've seen both sides of that. We've seen us, really step up to the challenge against some teams, and we've seen us really not have good games against teams like Oxford that had a similar mentality. So it's, on us to be at our best on Friday, because we know that's what they're going to be bringing.
So how do you balance that then in the preparation? You mentioned that game against Oxford where they really played to their strengths. They put their best playmaker forward in Luke Johnson and had a dominant game. How do you balance that with not only being prepared and confident, but being able to match up with adversity, especially when you're going up against a really good team that tends to get out in front early on against their opponents?
Yeah, so you see, they definitely got out early last week. I went back and watched their game against Livonia Stevenson. But, like when I think back at the Oxford game, which was probably our poorest performance of the year, I put a lot of that on myself, just really not having the right game plan in place. Like, we knew Luke Johnson was really good. We just wanted to make sure we shut down all the other, players on that team. And it doesn't really matter when you don't, shut down their one stud. So, we're going to have a different mindset. We think we know what they're pretty good at, and that's going to have to take all of our focus, because if we let them just play CC football, there's a reason they're 10-0. Like, they'll keep being successful. It's our job to get them out of their game.
Going into Novi this week, back out into Western Oakland County as the Lakers take on Catholic Central. 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday night in Novi at Catholic Central. More information on where that will be broadcast, how you can get tickets, and more on the game on civiccentertv.com/LakersSports. Coach, if you're able to pick up this win, that is a huge step forward. Doesn't get any easier from here. Looking at Belleville or Saline, if you're able to get through this week. So as you keep going through the playoffs and you're seeing this bigger competition, those big names, undefeated Catholic Central, Belleville, a team with a lot of history with these Lakers that's been to the last 3 consecutive D1 championship games. How do you keep your team's mindset on the task at hand and not really looking forward to some pretty intimidating competition coming forward?
I guess I would say it doesn't matter what's ahead if you don't take care of what's in front of you, It's natural, I think, for anyone to look ahead and look at what the path might be, but it doesn't matter if we don't do our job. And I don't think I need to tell anybody that, Catholic Central is certainly good enough to knock you out if you're not on your game. So we know that that's our task right now, and we'll worry about next week if we're lucky enough to be playing football next week.
Lakers, again, 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday night. That's where we'll find out if their season continues on or if Catholic Central will move on to play Belleville or Saline. It's going to be a great game. We'll have more information on that game for you on civiccentertv.com/LakersSports. Coach, before we wrap things up, any lasting thoughts on this matchup coming up with Catholic Central or your team's approach to these playoffs so far?
Well, I guess our lasting message is, we've had a lot of ups and downs this year, but we never stopped believing in our mission, believing in each other, and believing in the team that we can still reach our goals. And in Division I, you're never going to have an easy game in the playoffs, so we know it's going to be a battle. But, we've stayed together this whole year through a lot of ups and downs, and we're ready for whatever challenge comes in front of us.
We've seen the Lakers play some of their best football over the last 4 weeks. They're hoping to continue that on Friday night, coming in with a lot of confidence as they take on the Shamrocks. Coach, thanks as always.
Yeah, thank you.
We thank you also for tuning in to This Week in Laker Football. You can stay tuned with the team all throughout the season and look back on the regular season and the opening of the playoffs as we speak on CivicCenterTV.com. On behalf of the entire team at the West Bloomfield High School Athletics Department and our team at Civic Center TV, I want to thank you for joining us once again on This Week in Laker Football.
Greg Flynn, the fire chief here in West Bloomfield. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, on your 1 million views on YouTube. Together we share the message of community safety and preparedness, making West Bloomfield a safe and wonderful place to live. My name's Greg Flynn, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Live from Richard Elmer Stadium, otherwise known as the Elm. It is the district championship in the Division I in the MHSAA. Good evening and welcome to another incredible night of West Bloomfield Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Matt Catoni, the 10-0 Novi Detroit Catholic Central Shamrocks hosting your 5-5 West Bloomfield Lakers, the first of hopefully many trophy games ahead for the L-Boys in this 2024 offseason. The Shamrocks already on the field. Lakers yet to take the field tonight, but Matt, a really interesting matchup here because this is a surging Lakers team going up against the #2 team in the state in Catholic Central, who's been playing lights out football from the jump.
Yeah, I mean, the saying is to be the man, you got to beat the man. This is about as close as you can come to that statement here tonight, and really a huge matchup for the Lakers. And if they're able to come away with a win tonight, it can prove that they are able to beat any team in the state.
The Lakers coming off of a 49-15 win on the road last week at Novi High School, not too far from our location tonight. Catholic Central, equally impressive game on their side, a shutout of Livonia Stevenson, 33-0. And this is really where you get the biggest test, Matt, because if you beat Catholic Central, you really can have a really solid chance against a team like Belleville or Saline that you would see next week in the regionals.
Yeah, this is really one of the more complete rosters that the Lakers are going to see this entire season, and it's going to be up to them to try and just match points because they're not going to be able to stop them.
West Bloomfield taking on the Shamrocks of Novi Detroit Catholic Central, a few moments away from the national anthem. And then the kickoff, while we were in This Week in Laker Football, West Bloomfield winning the coin toss and electing to defer to the second half. So in this case tonight, the Shamrocks will begin with the football. Matt, an interesting strategy from the Lakers, who have really been impressive the last few weeks on the offensive side. Seems like they're finally getting into that rhythm, but tonight relying on their defense first against a team that really scores the ball well.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of expecting it to be a shootout, so they're trying to steal that extra possession in the second half, start off with the ball. So it's going to be up to the defense to, maybe get a stop and kind of give the Lakers the edge of having that, that advantage of having the ball in the second half in their back pocket.
The Shamrocks in a 103-7 advantage over the last 3 football games that they've played. Their playoff opener last week against Livonia Stevenson. Their final game of the regular season against Detroit Martin Luther King, 23-7, and that 55-0 blowout. Their second highest scoring game of the season 3 weeks back on the road at Grand Ledge. This is really probably the reason why, if you're Ron Jones, the Laker defensive coordinator, if you're Zach Hillebers, the head coach, you're putting that gauntlet out to your defense right off the jump. If you're going to beat Catholic Central, you got to keep them out of the end zone.
Yeah, and really that is one thing that anybody has really been able to do this year is keep them out of the end zone, putting up at least 3 touchdowns in almost every single one of their games.
The Shamrock faithful getting on their feet and giving a warm welcome as the L Boys take the field tonight, 5-5, meeting the 500 mark after their victory on the road in Novi last week. Hoping to do something they haven't been able to do all season, Matt, win 2 in a row.
Yeah, and really looking to do something to a team that hasn't lost all year. So it's going to be a huge test for the Lakers. Again, playing arguably the best team in the state here today.
West Bloomfield coming off a very impressive win last week. Their offense moving down the field with ease. Their defense really playing physical. That was the critical portion of what we saw from them last week, and really what played a factor in them keeping in the game against another high-scoring team like Roseville. But tonight they're going up against one of the biggest front fives on offense and front fours on defense in the entire state. That's going to be the critical matchup for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, and really, like you said, it's going to be a lot like that Roseville game, I feel like, where they're going to have to put up a lot of points.
That certainly will be the case. Both teams on the field, on the sidelines, as they're facing the American flag, moments away from the national anthem before we get arguably the best game across the state, you can argue, tonight between the Lakers and the Shamrocks. Here it is, the Star-Spangled Banner.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on the game we are about to play.
Short prayer
Give
before
each one of our student athletes the courage to play this game in a manner by which their words and actions are pleasing to you. Let all of us enter into this competition in a spirit of sportsmanship and with a respect for the members of the opposing team. We ask you, Father, to bless each one of us, especially the coaches, officials, parents, and players. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, who is Lord forever and ever. Amen. Mary Alma Mater, St. Basil the Great. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. At this time, we ask that you please...
A tradition here at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. They're praying before the national anthem. Here it is, the Star-Spangled Banner. For playoff football. Live from the Elm, the West Bloomfield Lakers and the Shamrocks of Novi Detroit Catholic Central. 48 minutes ahead, 12 minutes on the clock, and we are moments away from kickoff. Again, West Bloomfield winning the coin toss tonight and electing to defer to the second half. So Novi Detroit Catholic Central, the Shamrocks will receive the kick. Samson Gash, Matthew Williams, their leading returners on the season. And Matt, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the weapons on this Shamrock team.
Yeah, a very deep offense here with, almost every other game, them picking another player to, really gash the defense with and really put up points for them. So it's going to be up to the Lakers today to really try and figure out who that guy that they're going to have to stop is here today. But number one on their list should be Jaden Pyden.
Justin Ward comes out to the middle at the 40-yard line, moving right to left across this field at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. It's the Shamrocks in their blue uniforms with their white pants, blue jerseys, white numbers, no trim around it. West Bloomfield, and they're all whites tonight with their green numbers as they look to upset the number 2 team in the state of Michigan. The officiating crew awaiting all players to get on the field and give Justin Ward the signal. This would be a statement for the West Bloomfield Lakers. They've been really struggling with consistency throughout the season, and that is something that Coach Zach Hilbers has been preaching all throughout the week. You got to play consistent. You got to play your own brand of football if you want to win in November and keep advancing toward Ford Field.
Yeah, and if they're going to win today, they're going to have to do that because they're playing the most consistent team, because they've played consistently and they've consistently beaten talented teams.
Short kickoff going to be returned at the 26-yard line, up to about the 40 and out of bounds, and great field position for Catholic Central as they receive the ball. Dylan Young, the receiver, and sets up this offense that has been on fire, Matt, and led by their quarterback, Skylar Hunter, a senior in his first season as a starter.
Yeah, he's really been efficient for them, not turning the football over. According to Max Preps, only 1 interception on the year. So it's going to be up to the Lakers to, try and force a rare mistake out of him today.
Quarterback Deuce Hunter with 1 man in the backfield.
5 plays.
A power formation, 2 out to the wide side left. Hunter handoff right up the gut, 40-yard line, pushing forward toward the 45. Get down to about the 43-yard line for a short gainer on first down.
Yeah, right there, Pyden right there with a solid carry, but a good push right there by the Catholic Central offensive line, and that's really where the game is going to be won today by the Lakers if they're able to do it, that defensive front.
It's a second down at the 43-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Hunter with Pyden in motion, trips to the left. Screen pass, Pyden caught, he gets up past the 50, 45-yard line, and up to about the 42. A huge gain and a first down for Catholic Central.
Just a very quick toss right out to Pyden right there on that, after sending him out on motion. Just a quick screen pass, getting him out there in space, and once he got to that second level, the acceleration right there to get the first down was huge.
Now in plus territory at the Laker 44-yard line, first down with 11-13 and ticking to go in the first. Power formation at the offensive line, really stacking up against this Lakers defensive front. The Lakers nobody high. It is all first and second level, expecting a run on first down. Hunter, as he sets up his offense with Pyden in the backfield. He'll pitch it off the gash, up to the 40, up to the 30-yard line, just shy. Still on his feet. No, he is inbounds. Oh, man. Samson Gash breaking tackles and taking bodies into the near the Laker red zone.
Yeah, it looked like he got forced out of bounds there at the end as he got brought down, but not without taking someone to the ground with him. A very physical run, and right there, it looked like the Catholic Central offense came out, saw what the Lakers front was showing, what they were showing on defense, and then changed the play call to see what would work best. And right there, gashed them up.
Wide receiver jet sweep with just a little toss in the backfield. Impressive play, and now they're in the red zone at the 20. Hunter throws out to his right side, caught the 15, down the 10-yard line, inside the 5, goes to the pylon, and he got it. Touchdown, Catholic Central.
I mean, just a very easy drive for Catholic Central right there. Just doing everything they wanted to do. The only hiccup they really had was that first carry where they only gained about 3 or 4 yards.
Just like that, less than 2 minutes for that Catholic Central drive, and they take an early 6-0 lead.
Knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. Right there, Catholic Central showing why they are one of the more talented teams, not just in the state, but really in the region, and how they were able to knock off one of the more, prolific winning streaks in the area against Toledo Central Catholic.
Kick is up and is through the uprights, just like that. It is 7 for Novi Detroit Catholic Central, 0 for the Lakers. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
All right, coming back. Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, our radio broadcast tonight, as this game being broadcast on the NFHS network for video by the students here, just down on the other side of the press booth at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Just a minute and just under a minute and 2 minutes and 45 seconds into this game. The Lakers are out to an early 7-0 deficit at Catholic Central. Very quick drive, marching up the field, and in total a 60-yard drive for the Shamrocks to take the early 7-0 lead. Now they'll kick it off. A short kick to the Lakers will land at about the 28-yard line. Received and not going to get much of any space at all. Just pummeled at the 31-yard line. Still decent field position, but a really impressive physical play in the special teams score.
Yeah, it's Catholic Central not kicking off to either one of those talented returners for West Bloomfield and Elijah Durham or Cameron Flowers. You know, forfeiting, you know, about 10 yards of field position maybe, but, you know, preventing that big play.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Flowers, this is the guy that's taken that back 99 yards to the house earlier on this season. One thing about Justin Sassante and this team at Catholic Central, they are very well prepared. They understand their opponents, and they understand in particular this quarterback for the Lakers, Bo Jackson. In his first season at WB, after transferring in from right here in Novi. First down and 10 for the Lakers. That's their 30-yard line. 10-12 left to play in the first. It is 7-0 in favor of Catholic Central. Jackson from the gun, handoff outside, running to the 30-yard line, going backwards to the 28. Not going to get anywhere on first down.
Yeah, the Lakers, one of their biggest attributes is their speed, but that is going to be one area where it's going to be hard to defeat this Catholic Central team because they have a lot of speed and athleticism on their side of this ball as well.
That just met immediately in the backfield. Not going to get anywhere on first down are the Lakers, and now they're going to set up on 2nd and 12. 2nd and 14 is what they mark it, in fact, actually. Lost of 4. Out of the gun, Jackson across the middle. It is caught at the 42, up past the 45, and taken down about the 46-yard line. A nice gainer for Brendan Jones, the tight end, and a first down.
Yeah, really in an offense where there's so many valuable playmakers and efficient playmakers like Josh Tate, Elijah Durham, Cam Flowers. Brendan Jones can kind of get lost in the mix right there, wide open over the middle of the field, and Bo Jackson delivers a strike to him.
Just his 3rd reception on the season, sets up the Lakers with a first down at the 46-yard line, approaching plus territory. Jackson with 2 in the backfield and 2 split out to his right side, going right to left across your radio dial. Low snap, he'll hand it off right up the gut, back to the 45, and he is thrown backwards. Wow, what a stop. I mean, Gibson just got picked up and tossed a yard backwards. He thought he was still on his feet. His knees didn't touch the ground. But down by contact and a loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and really earlier this year against Birmingham Groves, that was a rare game where we saw a defensive front, offensive front that really made the Lakers' offensive tackles not seem as big as they actually are. Seeing that here again tonight, this Catholic Central defensive line, just huge.
Both teams going to make some substitutions for Catholic Central. Off the field comes Austin Kersey, and Elijah Durham heads to the sideline. So Lakers will have 2 split out to the left side. And 1 wide is Cameron Flowers. 8:36 and ticking to go in the first quarter. Lakers down 7-0 at Catholic Central. Duru in motion. Jackson out of the gun. Throws to his right side, caught at the 45-yard line, dives up toward the 50. Not going to be nearly enough for a first down. As Obi Duru gets up to about the 49.5-yard line, inches away from midfield.
Yeah, picking up a solid chunk of yardage there to make up for maybe the loss of 1 on first down. But a good job by Duru right there in motion. May or may not have drifted a little bit upfield during it, but, you know, doesn't get called. Picks up some good yards right there.
3rd down and 6. Got to get up to the 44-yard line in plus territory to move the chains. 2 split out wide to the left for the Lakers and 1 wide right near their own sideline. Jackson out of the shotgun. Looking, steps up in the pocket. He's going down. Catholic Central takes down their old QB and sets up a 4th and long.
Yeah, really just time there for Bo Jackson. Just nobody open downfield, and he ends up, you know, running into a sack after, you know, nowhere to go with the football.
Lakers will send their punt team out and give it up. That drive, just a little under 3 minutes in total. It'll be around 3 minutes by the time they punt this ball off, but concerning it is because they didn't move much on that drive, and Catholic Central made quick work of them early on.
Defense is going to have to find a way to get a stop to really try and prevent this game from getting out of hand early.
Allo's averaging about 30 yards on his punt this season. That one will land about the 30, take a Laker bounce inside the 20, down toward the 15, still rolling toward the 15-yard line, and that is where it will stop, and that is where Catholic Central will begin their second offensive drive. Much better field position for the Laker defense this time around, but they gotta make some stops against this Shamrock offense that made very quick work with a couple of trick plays and really making some physical moves after handling the football.
Yeah, really that offensive front moving the Lakers off the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be up to that defensive line and that front seven to, you know, kind of limit those run gaps and kind of not let them get to the second or third level.
Hunter with Pyden in the backfield, 2 split out to his left side. Handoff right at the gut. Pyden up to the 20-yard line. Wants to push forward, going to be stopped at about the 19, but a gain of 4 on first down.
Yeah, really an efficient, or 2 efficient runs right now for Pyden. He picking up about 4 yards on each of his carries. And eventually, you know, down the line, if this Lakers defensive line gets worn out, those runs could maybe trickle into 20 yards or maybe even beyond that. So it's going to be up to the Lakers to, you know, really limit these runs early on.
He is big, he is physical, he's approaching 1,000 yards rushing on the season, has over 2,100 yards for his career coming into this game. We'll mark at the 20, second down and 5, Catholic Central. Gonna call a timeout as they get toward the end of that play. They did not like the setup, but they're gonna take their time, Matt. They have a really good read on these defenses they go up against. I mean, it's evident on the scoreboard. The most they've given up all season long was 22 points to Orchard Lake St. Mary's way back in week 4. That really says something about the preparation that goes into these matchups for their defensive coordinator and for head coach Justin Sasanti.
And that was the closest game they had to, a 5-point win. And it just speaks to, you know, the level of excellence that they've been able to achieve this year. And it's an impressive defensive front and offensive front just by the looks of them. And it's going to be a tough task for the Lakers.
Defensive coordinator for Novi Detroit Catholic Central is Joe Mack. Dave Lusky, their offensive coordinator from the class of 1999, as his offense retakes the field. Second down and 5. Handoff right up the gut, marching toward the 30. They'll get close. Lakers push them back. And right on the line, we'll see where they mark it. It looks like they're right on the line to gain at the 25-yard line. But they're not going to move the chains just yet. Still marking as third down. It'll be 3rd and inches for Catholic Central as the Lakers make a late push to prevent Pyden from getting past the line to gain.
And this is going to be huge for the Lakers. 3rd and inches right here, but they've been getting pushed off the line of scrimmage about a yard or 2 each time so far. So this would be a huge time to change that.
Lining up in a power formation. Lakers with 1 high safety at the 35-yard line. Snap right up the gut, going to get the first down and more, and advance up toward the 34-yard line, moving the chains for Catholic Central.
Yeah, and again, pick your poison really with this Catholic Central offense. A lot of talent, a lot of speed on this offense, which really makes it tough to defend those short yardage situations.
Ball marked at the 28-yard line. It'll be a first down for Novi Detroit Catholic Central as they began this drive at the 15-yard line. Already been about 2 minutes on this drive. All rushing plays so far, Matt, but they got a lot of weapons that catch the ball and move it for extra yards after the catch. The lineup with 1 split out wide left and 1 inside right. That man in motion is Samson Gash. There'll be an option. Hunter going to take it himself. Got an opening. Here he goes. Skylar Hunter down the sideline and out of bounds just inside the 25.
Pushed out by fellow quarterback Jamal Shakespeare right there. And just a beautiful run right there by Hunter. And he pulled that at the last second, similar to the look that Gash had in the last drive with that jet sweep motion. But Hunter pulls it at the last second, and with his agility, he's able to just rip off a huge run right there, and the Lakers are lucky he didn't burn him for a touchdown.
Could not have been a more perfect read for the senior quarterback, the captain out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Again, marching toward plus territory. First down and 10 for the Shamrocks at the Lakers 25. Out of the gun, Hunter, he'll hand it off right up the gut. to the 20, down to about the 17-yard line goes Lee Kruger.
And again, this Catholic Central offensive line just dominant to start the game, and this Lakers defensive front is going to have to find a way to counter this attack.
Lee Kruger gets 6 there, had 17 yards total on 3 carries last week against Stevenson, off to a good start against the Lakers. As once again, Catholic Central in the red zone, ball at the 19-yard line, up 7-0 with 4:10 and ticking to go in the first quarter. 2 split out wide left. And handoff up the middle. Lee Kruger again inside the 15. And he'll get about 4 yards.
Right there, the Lakers looking like they run blitz right there to kind of, counter that physicality of this offensive front, but still none taking right there. And Catholic Central making it 3rd and short once again.
Mark just shy at the 14-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 1. Lakers making some substitutions. As we'll see Catholic Central line up with 1 receiver out left in the slot and about 4 tight ends out there, really expanding their lineup as man's in motion. Quarterback will take it himself off to the right side, inside the 10, and then knocked out of bounds. Pyden taking it out of the Wildcat. He's thrown a few passes this season, thrown many over the course of his career. They're going to run that a lot tonight, very much like Jamal Shakespeare, but with a much bigger, much more physical quarterback handling the football.
Yeah, when you have that much talent at the running back position, and like you do with Jaden Pyden, you do things like that and give it to him in obvious ways like that in short yardage situations. And right there, he does what he's expected to do and converts.
Just about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Catholic Central 7, West Bloomfield 0. The Shamrocks looking to go up 2 scores as they're at the Laker 9-yard line. 1st and goal. Pyden out of the Wildcat, takes it himself, goes upside, breaks a tackle and gets down to the 11.
Yeah, he shrugged off a tackle right there from Kamari Pittman and just finds a way to pick up a few yards and just really just speaks to the physicality of Pyden.
Gain of 4 with 2.5 to go in the first quarter. 2nd and goal for Catholic Central. They scored less than 2 minutes into the game in the air, looking to do so very likely on the ground. We have not seen a passing play this entire drive.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That is for sure. Pyden again lined up at quarterback. 1 man in motion. Pyden will hand it off. Sweep out to the right side, inside the 5, reaching for the pylon, and it's another touchdown for Catholic Central.
Yeah, right there, he tried to get the edge, and with his agility and speed, he was able to. And just at the last second, he's able to make a lunge just before getting pushed out of bounds, and he's able to reach that ball out over the pylon.
That is a rush for Samson Gash, gets into the end zone and makes it a 13-0 lead over West Bloomfield for Samson Gash on the ground, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
Yeah, and really an impressive run right there for just being able to find that angle and just hit that second gear to just find a way to get in the end zone.
Madigan will come in for his 49th PAT of the season. Hold is good, the kick is up, and it splits the uprights just like that. The Shamrocks 14, West Bloomfield 0. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Early on in this ball game, about 10 minutes into this contest, already getting a little bit scary for the Lakers. Down 2 scores, 14-0 in favor of the number 2 Detroit Catholic Central Shamrocks with 2:07 to go in the first quarter. The Lakers will have their 2nd possession of the game and made a little bit of progress the first time around that in the air, but not much doing for the Lakers against a very stout Catholic Central defense.
Yeah, and they knew they were going to have to put up points to win this game, and now they're already in the first quarter. They are getting the ball in a drive in a situation where they have to put up points.
Kick down to the 2-yard line, received by the Lakers. Here comes Flowers from the 15 up to The 14, he won't get past the 15 on the reception, and the Lakers, much like their opponents in the Shamrocks on their previous drive, not the best field position.
And now it's going to be up to Bo Jackson to really, they had some momentum going on that last drive until that sack. Short-term memory, put it behind them, and try and find a way to put up some points here.
Flowers returns that to the 15-yard line. Samson Gash stops him. The Lakers will have their second possession on the offensive side. Begin with 2 minutes left in the first period, down 14-0. Bo Jackson in at quarterback. Lakers going to send 2 out to the right side. Wide is Elijah Durham. And 1 wide to the left. Man in motion, low snap. Jackson got a pocket, looking to his right side, up the field, past the 50 to Elijah, and just out of his range. About 4 yards overthrown, or Durham would have been going to the house on the bomb.
Yeah, Durham looks a little frustrated, and I think I know why, because it looked like he may have gotten snagged up a little bit on that route and may have been held up, but no call from the refs right there, and he jogs back to the lineup.
Yeah, really just good physical coverage before that ball is thrown. Made a football move looking back, released just in time to give Durham a chance to get that football, but not enough that he could get the football in space and cause that incompletion. So 2nd down and 10 for the Lakers with $1:54 to go in the first quarter, down 14-0. Trips to the right for West Bloomfield. The 3 split out short now, 1 split out wide to the left. Empty backfield for Bo Jackson. As the play clock winds down in this very loud Shamrock environment, the Lakers take their first of 3 timeouts. And for West Bloomfield, they got to talk things over because they've had some ease so far in the air. Had a couple of opportunities, a really nice catch on the first drive by the tight end Brendan Jones. But it looks like the air is probably going to be where they're going to make the most of their plays offensively early on to set up the run. So maybe a little bit of a role reversal that Ken Rise has to talk over with his personnel.
Yeah, and right there it looked like there's a little bit of confusion on who's going to line up off the ball, who's going to line up on the ball. So really crucial right there to call timeout right there and kind of eliminate that confusion on a drive where, again, you need points. Otherwise, you're staring down, being down 21-0.
After each week's game, it's This Week in Laker Football. Get the latest on the team and analysis of the previous game, and hopefully for the Lakers, the upcoming playoff game. With Zach Hilbers and I on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Follow along on civiccentertv.com/LakersSports. West Bloomfield retaking the field with $1:54 to go in the first quarter, down 14 to Catholic Central. The district title and playoff hopes on the line. Empty backfield, trips right, twins left, Duru in motion to the right as Jackson takes the snap. Pocket collapses, he's going to take it himself, got some space, up to the 20, and tackle at the 22.
Yeah, last time in this situation we saw him, get kind of pushed right into a sack. Right there, he's able to pick up about 7 or 8 yards and make it a 3rd and short, and really a huge pickup there for Bo Jackson.
Kersey on the hit, got the Bo Jackson after he escaped. He had the space, could have gotten a lot more, and really heads up play at the 2nd level for Kersey, the strong safety. That sets up a 3rd down and 3. Got to get to the 25 to move the chains. A payoff play for the Lakers. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Jackson out of the gun, throws into the dirt. Incomplete, looking for Elijah Durham on the curl, and it'll be a 4th down.
Yeah, Catholic Central bringing heat on that 3rd down, and nobody there to pick up the unblocked defender off of Bo Jackson's blind side. And right there, he takes a hit as he's throwing it and throws it right in the dirt as a result.
Size in the interior, a huge threat from Catholic Central. Ben Izuka, 305-pound junior. D-tackle, Danilo Gubernik, 6'5", 295. And then those edges, athletic and big themselves. McHugh at 195 pounds, and Caden Gonzalez, the sophomore. So for the 2nd time tonight, Alos will come out to punt the ball away with $1:10 to go in the first quarter. Line drive going right, lands at the 45-yard line, takes a Laker bounce, but it's returned. Here come the Shamrocks, past the 50. Samson Gash to the 40, still on his feet at the 35-30. Inside the 30, down to the 26. What a return from Samson Gash.
Looks like there may be a flag on the field, but I mean, a huge return right there by Gash. And again, just showing once again, you can't put the ball, or really allow them to touch the ball in space, because any one of these playmakers can just kill you with the ball.
He's averaging 17 yards per punt return this season, but on the kick returns, 43.5 yards. But there is going to be a penalty there. The flag landing at about the 44-yard line in plus territory, going to set the Shamrocks back. But hey, no harm, no foul. You're in plus territory. You had a great return. You have a chance to really make this game a non-factor early on if you go up 3 scores before the first quarter's even done.
And even with that penalty, it's as if he gained about 10 yards on the punt. So just, again, highlighting how great of a return that was for Gash and setting them up with phenomenal field position to maybe put the nail in this game.
The penalty will be assessed from the spot of the foul, so we'll knock Catholic Central back to their 46-yard line to start. Hunter out the shotgun, rolls out in the pocket to his right, toward the 40, approaching the 45. And popped out of bounds by Jaden Allos.
Allos doing a good job right there, protecting that edge and not allowing that play to go any further in, a rare occasion where they lost yards.
Brings up second down.
46 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Ball's going to be marked at the 44-yard line. A slight loss on first down sets up 2nd and 12 for the Shamrocks. 2 out to the left, 1 out to the short side right for Skylar Hunter. With 1 in the backfield, Hunter takes the snap. Got plenty of time, steps up in the pocket, launches long, got a man, caught!
Oh my.
And he dropped it. Oh man, Samson Gash had it in his hands. He had nothing but green space ahead. That would have been 6, a lucky break for the Lakers.
Lucky indeed, because that was a beautiful route right there by Gash. I mean, I can't even describe the footwork right there, just a phenomenal route. He cooked them. And the Lakers are very fortunate he wasn't able to come down with that pass.
Yeah, you'd call it double coverage if they were tighter on the wide receiver, but at that third level, just right place, right time, right physicality, and maybe a small mistake from Samson Gash knocks that play up. 3rd down and 12 with 39 to go in the first quarter. Shamrocks up 14. Hunter has the ball, getting chased, throws it inside, caught at the 44-yard line, up to the 50. And rolling toward the 45, going to be marked down with the reach at the 45-yard line, just shy of the line to gain.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it here. I mean, 4th and short, 3rd and short, the way that they've been moving the football, I'm sure it doesn't really matter. And the Lakers right here, they can get a stop. They can put themselves in good position to maybe get back in this game. Likely
going to be the final play of the first quarter. 6 seconds left, 5 seconds left, 4 seconds. Hard count. And the Shamrocks are going to let the first quarter come to a close after 1 at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Shamrocks 14, Lakers 0. It's West Bloomfield playoff football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Nope. I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
I'm Gina Gregory, president of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. I'm excited that Civic Center TV has reached 1 million views on YouTube. Congratulations. That's just terrific. We appreciate everything Civic Center does for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society and the community. For us, they promote and highlight our events. It's awesome to have them available 24/7 on YouTube. I'm Gina Gregory and proud to be 1 in a million.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Hayden will take the snap for the Shamrocks for a first down on 4th and 1 as we begin the second quarter at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. The Shamrocks 14, the Lakers 0, vying for the District 1 championship.
Yeah, really, the mindset that this Lakers defense has to get to at this point is that they have to make it 4th and 3 at the shortest. Otherwise, this Catholic Central offense is going to stay out there and likely convert with the way that their offensive line is moving the line of scrimmage.
The district finals on the line and an advancement out to the regionals. Either Belleville or Saline on the docket next week for the victor of this ball game. First down and 10 for the Shamrocks at the 43 of the Lakers. At a short gainer up to the 40-yard line, it'll be second down and 7.
A lot of creativity on this Catholic Central offense. And one thing that is really showing that helps that, I think, is how low, whether it's the quarterback, Skylar Hunter, or the Wildcat running back, whoever it may be, they get low, and it makes it hard for those linebackers and defensive front to see who is necessarily carrying that ball.
District 2 will go up against District 1 next week in region number 3 of the MHSAA. So far, looking like the Shamrocks with 10:45 to go in the first half. Second down and 8, up 14-0 at the Laker 40. Their senior quarterback, Deuce Hunter, takes the snap, throws it out left side, it's picked off! Chops Pittman again! Down to the 50-yard line, it is bashed in the air, and actually it's Jamal Shakespeare coming down with it.
I think Pittman got a hand on it as it was in the air. Shakespeare is the one that comes down with it, and just a tremendous job right there by Shakespeare coming away with the interception.
A huge play for the quarterback, the safety, a little bit of a running back. The everyman for West Bloomfield got some really high praise from head coach Zach Hilbers this week after an incredible offensive performance last week for Jamal Shakespeare. He said about his quarterback, about his safety, about his captain, that he works hard all 48 minutes. He does what he needs to do, and he does it really well. And he makes everybody around him better in the process. He doesn't take things too seriously. He doesn't take things too personally. He just plays and he grows as we have Willie Edwards on the ground. It appears the injured Laker, Vegas Say, perhaps.
Yeah.
As we have some delay between these plays. The injured player making their way off the field with trainer Amy Frazier.
But Shakespeare really encompassing really what the Lakers want from their players in the program, and it's going to be interesting to see how he's utilized next year.
Best starting field position for the Lakers so far tonight at the Shamrock 48-yard line. 10.5 to play in the half, down 14. Jackson out of the gun, low snap, looking long, looking deep, caught at the 15. Cameron Flowers pulls it in, and the Lakers are in the red zone.
Cam Flowers has definitely been someone who has been showing up more as of late and really showing up in a huge moment there. And at the end, you see him hitting the Nico Collins celebration after a huge catch to make it just outside of 1st and goal.
That is 22nd reception on the season, breaks the 300 mark in the air, and the Lakers are at the 12-yard line knocking on the door of the Shamrocks early on in the second period. Bo Jackson out of the shotgun with Josh Tate in the backfield. 2 split to the left. Takes it himself, skips it out to the right, and just overhead of Obi Duru. Too much off of the toss.
Yeah, unfortunately just puts a little bit too much on it right there and sails it over Duru's head. And just really unfortunate because it looked like Duru had a lot of space to move with the football there.
Be second down and 10 for the Lakers at the Shamrock 12-yard line. 9:55 to go in the first half. Lakers yet to get on the board tonight. 14 for Novi Detroit Catholic Central, 0 for the Yellow Boys. Bo Jackson gets his offensive line set for this play. Gonna add an extra lineman to the left side. Tight end coming in. And Josh Tate gonna be in the backfield. Bo Jackson gonna go under center here with one split out to either side. Flowers in motion. Jackson gonna take it himself. Looking in the end zone. Corner, caught, touchdown, WB.
Touchdown, Lakers.
And really, going back to what we said earlier in the game, Brendan Jones, a guy that really slips through the cracks on this offense, and that's exactly what he does right here on the touchdown. Slips through the cracks, goes to that corner pylon, and Bo Jackson delivers a strike to him to get the Lakers back to within 1 score, and really a huge touchdown for a Lakers team that was really on the doorstep of being out of this ball game.
Brendan Jones gets his first touchdown reception of the season. And the Lakers getting closer to the Shamrocks trying to even things out in this ball game. Justin Ward will come out for the PAT. Good snap, good hold, good kick through the uprights, and just like that, we got a 7-point ball game. Shamrocks 7, Shamrocks 14, West Bloomfield 7. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. What was looking like dangerous territory for the Lakers has turned into good fortune off the interception. The Lakers march up the field, and Brendan Jones gets his first receiving touchdown of the season to make it a 7-14 game in favor of Catholic Central. Now it's on the defense, Matt, to make another stop and make this game interesting as we're approaching halftime.
Again, a team that rarely makes mistakes and a quarterback that rarely makes mistakes. Scoring to Max Preps, again, only Hunter's second interception on the season, and just now the Lakers have to find a way to capitalize on it.
Return goes up past the 30-yard line toward the 35. We got a tussle, and we got a flag. Malcolm Gibson in some action.
It looks like there may be a missed flag for the hurdle outside of the tackle box as well.
Matthew Williams with a kickoff return. There is the penalty marker down.
Yeah, a couple of players getting into it. It was for the Lakers, it was Malcolm Gibson, and it was Luka Genrich for Catholic Central. That's probably where the flag is going to be on. It was way away from where the football was. Could be offsetting personal fouls there. Both players getting into it.
It will not be offsetting and pushing this Catholic Central offense up to midfield now, and just really a crucial penalty that you can't have if you're Gibson. Whether you're provoked or not, it doesn't matter. It's all like hockey. It's always the second guy that gets sent to the box.
It'll advance Catholic Central to begin this drive at their 49-yard line, approaching West Bloomfield territory. It wasn't clear where that fight began off the ball, but now it's made clear by the officiating crew. Great field position for Catholic Central on their third drive. Quick handoff outside the tackles, past the 50, toward the 45, out the 44 goes Jaden Pyden.
After that interception, that's the right call. You do that 10 times out of 10. You just hand the ball to Pyden. You let him pick up some easy yardage like he's been doing all night and get this offense kind of back in a rhythm and back on schedule.
You want a guy that's tough playing running back, especially against a big defensive line like you have in West Bloomfield, and you want a guy who's tough playing football at Army. That's where Jaden Pyden will be playing on Saturdays next year. First, it'll be 2nd and 6 at the 48-yard line in plus territory for the Shamrocks. Hunter out of the gun with Pyden in motion, takes it himself, quarterback run outside toward the 45, being thrown back. And with forward progress, they'll mark him at the 46-yard line as the Lakers pull him back to the 50 at the end of that play.
Yeah, really a huge tackle right there. I believe that was Kylo Dickerson who got a hand on him, really just snatch him back about a yard or so and prevent that from being more than a gain of about 2 yards.
Over 40 tackles on the season for Kylo Dickerson, the 6', 185 junior for the Lakers, a dual sport athlete. Also plays basketball at WB, so look, they keep the season going. Pretty soon you're going to be playing 2 sports at the same time for a couple of very good teams at West Bloomfield High School. 3rd down and 5, 8:51 to go in the half. Catholic Central 14, West Bloomfield 7. Out of the gun, Hunter outside, pass and caught. Pyden up to the 30-yard line, out of bounds, just beyond the 25. They'll mark him at the 21 as he reaches before he goes out of play.
Yeah, and that's one thing the Lakers cannot allow, and it's the second time that it's happened here tonight. You know, on that sort of like swing screen pass, they allow him to get outside of the furthest defender and break that contain, and right there, he makes him pay for it and picks up about 25 yards.
With 8:39 to go in the first half, up 7. Catholic Central at the West Bloomfield 21-yard line, approaching the red zone. Now Pyden will line up at quarterback. Bunch formation, one out to the right, takes it himself up to the 20-yard line, met by a few Lakers. That's about all he's going to get. They're actually going to say he was marked right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain for Jaden Pyden as Pittman takes him down.
And I think that's just the second or third time here tonight where the Lakers have been able to stop him at or behind the line of scrimmage. And that is going to be huge to see if the Lakers can sustain that level of success on the defensive front here tonight if they want to win.
It would be a big win for this defense if they keep Catholic Central to just 3 points. West Bloomfield deferring to the second half. They'd have a lot of time before the half expires to move up the field, try to get some more points and keep this game pretty even before they talk it over at the break. 2nd down and 10 at the Laker 21-yard line for Catholic Central. Hunter out of the shotgun. Pump faking, looking left, going to the end zone to Samson Gash, and just overhead and out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, not going to matter though. Flag down on the field, whether it's for holding or pass interference. Doesn't matter. It's going to lead to a first down for Catholic Central right here. And just, again, another mistake that you can't have for the Lakers, as it looked like that pass was overthrown anyways.
Officiating crew talking it over before they make the official call, and that is exactly what it's going to be, Matt.
Defensive holding is the call.
Advance Catholic Central deep and deeper into West Bloomfield territory. Ball going to be placed just outside of the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and really, Lakers kind of lucking out there that it was holding as opposed to pass interference. A lot less yardage on that penalty because of that.
It'll also advance the chains and make it a first down at the 11-yard line.
10-yard penalty. First and 10 from the West Bloomfield.
Especially with the way that Catholic Central has been able to run the ball tonight. Not a good sign for the Lakers, as Pyden is again going to be lined up at the quarterback in the Wildcat. He'll take it himself on the quarterback keeper up to the 10-yard line on the option. It's about all he'll get, gain of 1, makes it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that's about 3 carries now in a row where they've been able to limit Pyden. But, you know, you got to remain diligent, and you have to keep in the back of your mind that Pyden might fake it at any moment, could throw it, could hand it off. But you got to remember, this Army's kind of like, or offense is kind of like a Swiss Army knife.
7:20 and ticking to play in the half. Catholic Central 14, West Bloomfield 7. And the Shamrocks at the Laker 10-yard line on 2nd and 9. Pyden will remain in at the quarterback, takes it himself, outside the tackles, got a block inside the 5 on his feet and in the end zone. Another touchdown for J.D. Pyden.
Looked like Khalik Robinson tried to get lower than him right there, and that's just one thing you're not going to do. You're not going to get lower than him and out-hit him. Your best hope is just to try and wrap him up and hope, and either you bring him down or you slow him down just enough for your teammates to get there for him. And right there, that's just exactly what happens. Pad level is huge right there.
We'll advance this again to be a 2-score lead. It is 20-7 as Madigan comes out for the PAT. 7:03 to play in this first half. There's an injured player down on the field for West Bloomfield at the 1-yard line. Amy Frazier will come out to talk to them, and we'll have plenty to talk about as it comes to this game on the Splash Live. Monday through Friday, it is Greater West Bloomfield's very own news program. Latest newsmakers from across all 4 of the Greater West Bloomfield communities featured on the program this week. We did a lot about Veterans Day, the Heroes Appreciation Breakfast on Saturday last week. Had a chance to talk with Kelly Heyer and reflect on that. I had a chance to talk to many veterans that came out to that event last weekend about their feelings on the celebration across Greater West Bloomfield as we recognize Veterans Day coming up on this coming Monday. And all that on CivicCenterTV.com. Monday through Friday on Civic Center TV, on 89.3 Lakes FM, on YouTube at Civic Center TV, and on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. It's the Splash Live with myself, Kevin McIntosh, Jake Schaff, and the entire team. Jake Madigan will come back out as Amy Frazier takes the injured Laker off the field. We'll attempt to make this a 14-point game once again. A little bit of a high snap. It goes up. And it does split the uprights despite the rush, just like that. 21 for Catholic Central, 7 for the Lakers. It's West Bloomfield football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Lakers once again in some dangerous territory, down 2 scores. 21 for Catholic Central, 7 for West Bloomfield with 7:03 to play in the first half. Catholic Central will kick it off from just to the left of the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. To West Bloomfield off of a 11-yard kickoff return last time the Lakers returned by Cameron Flowers. That was kicked long, and the first one was kicked short, so we'll see what exactly they're going to do with this kickoff. Just like the Lakers, Matt, a little bit of variety with a very talented kicker in Madigan. They'll kick it long toward Flowers, inside the 5, return at the 1-yard line. Here comes Flowers, off to the left side, cuts inside at the 10, gets up to the 11, and not much more. It'll advance forward with a little bit of physicality to the 13-yard line for first down.
And again, just a booming kick right there. Cam Flowers trying to take it back and utilize his speed, but the speed on this Catholic Central team, it's going to be hard for the Lakers to just solely beat them on using that.
If you're West Bloomfield, you got under 7 minutes to play in this half, so with where you're at on the field and your inability so far to have any real success in the run game, you got to imagine you're going to keep going back to the air, which means you got to get points on the board on this drive. Then you got to make a defensive stop and try to have one last possession before you get the ball to start half number 2.
We could see the Lakers trying, draw out this or string out this drive and make it the last drive of the half, however.
Got to get the run game going to do that. Trips out to the right. Jackson, quick screen pass out to Durham at the 13-yard line, up to the 15, down to the 16-yard line, and a couple of Shamrocks stopping that play. That includes Casimir Moore.
Yeah, kind of using the screen game as an extension of the run game right there to pick up a few yards and make it 2nd and 7 right here. And it's going to be huge for Elijah Durham and this Lakers wide receiver group to make that first guy or 2 miss to see if they can extend those catches.
Just 2 yards on first down. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the Laker 14-yard line for West Bloomfield with 6:20 and kicking to go in the first half. Again, Jackson out of the gun. 2 split out to his wide side left. Play action, throws out to his left. Caught at the 18, up to the 19, and smacked. He'll go down, get up to the 20-yard line, and that's about it as we set up a 3rd down.
Another 3rd and short here for the Lakers where they're in that position where they have to convert. And right there, a good job by the Catholic Central defense of slowing that or not allowing that play to go any further. Yeah, they gave up some yardage, but they forced a 3rd and short.
6-yard gain for Obiduru. Got to get 2 more for first down. Under 6 minutes to play in this first half, and the Lakers down 21-7. 3 split out wide to the right in a bunch. Jackson out of the gun, and the whistle will stop the play before it starts. Catholic Central wants to talk it over. They make a very last-second timeout call. Didn't like the personnel going up against the Lakers on that play and want to talk it over. Their 2nd of 3 timeouts, Matt, and for West Bloomfield, a big opportunity here to maybe use your success in the air, those couple little bit plays on first down and 2nd down to set up perhaps a run here where you maybe use the passing personnel to set up that run. Maybe perhaps why, if you're Catholic Central defensive coordinator Joe Mack, you call that timeout.
Yeah, right there, it looked like they were coming out in the empty. So right there, it kind of leads you to think they would have motioned someone into the backfield like they have done. It's going to be interesting to see now what kind of look the Lakers come out in and how they're going to attack it. And I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if Shakespeare's out there at quarterback.
Catholic Central back out on the field with their coaching staff pumping up the crowd at the Elm. West Bloomfield now retaking the field for a huge third down. The amount of time left on the clock, if you don't convert here, you're giving Catholic Central an opportunity to put this game in a very unlikely situation for you to get back in it.
Oh, they're blitzing.
Shakespeare out of the gun, takes it himself, and a whistle before the play. And again, looks like another timeout for Catholic Central.
Yeah, looks like a flag. Maybe a defender lining up offsides. Yep.
Wow.
Edge rusher likely lining up offsides. You know, a lot of, feeling eager on that blitz right there. Seeing nobody there blocking on the blind side, potentially, leaning over a little bit before the snap. And the Lakers catch a break right there.
Just the break you needed. It advances the ball forward 5 for first down at the 20-yard line. A little bit of relief. Handoff right up the gut. Tate to the 25-yard line. Advances forward to about the 28.
Yeah, and playing a defensive front with not just, the size that Catholic Central has, but the physicality. It's going to be hard for Josh Tate to get the yardage that he's been able to see all year, and it's going to be more of those games where he's going to have to grind out runs. And right there you see the Lakers try and get an opportunity for him by motioning Cam Flowers and trying to deceive the defense with that speed along the edge.
Just about 5 minutes to play in this first half. It is 7 for West Bloomfield, 21 for Catholic Central. And a gain of 2 on first down for West Bloomfield. They're now at the 28-yard line on their side of the field. Jackson out of the shotgun, one split out wide to either side. Steps up in the pocket, throws out to the 38, and it is caught and then thrown out of bounds for a first down.
Yeah. Cam Flowers really showing up so far here tonight, not just even on plays where he's not getting the ball, blocking and just doing a good job here tonight and showing up in a crucial game for the Lakers.
Coming off a huge season a year ago where he had over 478 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns for the Lakers. Not quite that prolific this season, but he's really picked it up in the last few weeks, getting those targets. Screen pass out right side to Duro. Up to the 45-yard line, will reach forward to the 47-yard line, and he will gain 8 on first down.
Yeah, really a tremendous job right there. And Lakers kind of getting, still kind of getting stiffed on the spot. But, a huge gain right there for Duro. Whether or not the refs misspotted it by a yard.
Yeah, they will give him just 7 yards with 4 minutes and ticking left to play in this half. West Bloomfield slowly marching up the field. Exactly what you want to do in this scenario. Got to keep that ball moving. Shakespeare now in as the quarterback. Takes it himself. Outside the tackles. Advances past the 50 and reaches forward to the 49 for a first down.
Yeah, really a good job by Shakespeare right there. Pump faking right before taking off right there. Maybe it was that memory of that sailed pass the last time, or just trying to fool the defense. Nonetheless, he picks up the first down and moves the sticks.
He uses space so well, and he's got such a good eye at the second level. That safety's eye to be able to make that kind of a play and advance the ball beyond the line to gain and into Shamrock territory. First down and 10 at the Shamrock 49 for the Lakers. Jackson out of under center, hands it off to Cam Flowers. He'll get about 2 yards and get up to the 47.
Yeah, the Lakers making it a point of emphasis to get Cam Flowers the ball. And with the way he's been playing in recent weeks, that's all the reason to.
The Toledo commit is a big playmaker for West Bloomfield. So we got a Shamrock down on the field. So that'll stop play at 3 minutes left to play in this first half with the injured Shamrock on the field and the trainers out looking it over. We'll step away for just a brief moment. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. 3 minutes left to play in the first half for the West Bloomfield Lakers as they trail 21-7 against Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Casimir Moyer The injured Shamrock slowly walking toward the sideline. Now he runs toward it, and you see the crowd pumped up as they see a critical player for their team come off the field after a physical play, and will continue on 2nd and 9 at the 48-yard line. Now the play clock will roll off of the Laker advance forward. And they'll try to continue marching this forward. A little bit of momentum stopped after the injury stoppage. We'll see how that affects West Bloomfield with Jackson out of the shotgun. Got a pocket. Now he's got to make a decision. He's looking, he's launching long toward the end zone and into the dirt. A diving attempt at the football, nearly picked off, and luckily an incompletion.
Yeah, if that ball had been about 2 yards further downfield, it would have been an interception. And a very fortunate incompletion for the Lakers, who right here, you kind of need to decide if you're in 4-down territory, and that completely changes your playing call.
Just over 2.5 minutes to play in this first half. West Bloomfield's down 14. It's 21-7 in favor of the number 2 team in the state for the MHSAA coaches poll. Novi, Detroit Catholic Central got the ball to start this game. West Bloomfield will get it to start the second half. Jackson out of the shotgun, throwing, and he gets hit. Ball is loose. It is still loose off a physical stop, and Catholic Central going to get it at the 31. Disaster for the Lakers. The ball comes loose. They chase after it. A Laker lineman's approaching the football. He gets shoved from behind and can't get to the ball, and Catholic Central will take it over in plus territory.
Yeah, granted, it was a strip sack, and that falls on Bo Jackson, but on that fumble right there, that offensive lineman ultimately costing the Lakers the football. You just got to fall on it. He tries to pick it up and run with it. Unfortunately, you're not going to pick up that first down. You got to just fall on it and punt the ball away. Now Catholic Central primed to really put this game away now.
They'll get the ball at the Laker 31-yard line with 2 minutes and 23 seconds to play in the half, up 21-7. A chance to make this a 3-score lead before the Lakers will begin with the football to start half number 2. So Skylar Hunter, the senior quarterback, will come back into the game after Pyden took the majority of the snaps on the previous Shamrock drive. He'll take it himself, hand it off to the 30-yard line, up to the 25, inside the 20, inside the 15. Gash still on his feet and gets down to the 13.
Shakespeare with a nice hit at the end of that play right there, but doesn't matter because Catholic Central still picks up a first down right there, and this offense is humming for them, and the Lakers really showing no signs of stopping them on defense.
Gash has been such a playmaker tonight in the air and on the ground. A key player offensively so far for the Shamrocks. And the big reason they got this 14-point lead, maybe a big reason why they expand that lead to 21. They'll move the chains, first down and 10 at the Laker 12. $1.50 and ticking to play in the first half. Hunter will take the snap and hand it off to Pyden. He'll get up the gut to the 10-yard line, inside to the 8 before a couple of Lakers take him down. A combination of Brody Peaker and Makai Ayers.
Yeah, right there, Pyden really dragging a Laker defender for about 3 or 4 yards right there before going down. And right now, it's looking like they are going to gash the Lakers up to try and put this game away before the half.
Catholic Central content to use as much of this clock as possible. They try to make it a 3-score game. Whether or not you get 6 on the board, you get 3 on the board, it's a successful drive to put the Lakers in very unfavorable position before the second half. Second down and 4, ball at the Laker 8-yard line with under a minute to play in the half. Pyden now back in at quarterback, takes it himself, straight up the middle, straight into the end zone for a Shamrock touchdown.
And again, this may be the breaking point for the Lakers defense, and it may just start seeing some of these runs start extending into those 10 to 20 to 40-yard runs to even touchdown runs. And it's going to be up to the Lakers offense now to maybe find a way to put up some points before the half in 49 seconds. Otherwise, this game may be as good as done.
Lakers still have 2 timeouts at their disposal to try to do that. As Madigan will come in for the PAT for the 4th time tonight. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and through the uprights. Catholic Central 28, West Bloomfield 7. It's West Bloomfield Laker playoff football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Nope. I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
This is your home for West Bloomfield Lakers playoff football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM. Radio, that's close to home. West Bloomfield down 28-7, under a minute to play in the first half. They'll get one final possession before they will start half number 2 with the football. 49 seconds left to play. As Jake Madigan, the senior kicker, talks things over with his special teams front and prepares to kick this one off to the Lakers. About 2 yards to the left of the middle of the field at the 40-yard line, where he prefers to kick this football. He'll launch it long again toward Cam Flowers. Will return it about a yard in the end zone. Up, he caught it. He wanted to return and ended up calling for the fair catch and then advancing with the football. It will be a touchback for West Bloomfield as they take on this critical drive, man. You're able to get any points on the board. You put yourself in a much more favorable position approaching half number 2. Don't have a lot of time to do it, but the benefit is you got 2 timeouts at your disposal, and you've been really able to move the football primarily in the air tonight.
Yeah, one thing that this Lakers offense has the ability to do is hit a quick strike downfield, and that is exactly what they're going to have to do here. They're going to have to find a way to get the ball to Elijah Durham or Cam Flowers downfield and give them the opportunity to make one guy miss and get into the end zone.
Lakers will begin this drive from the middle at the 20-yard line, going left to right across the field at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Richard Elmer Stadium, known as the Elm to the Shamrock faithful. Jackson out of the gun, got time, looking out to his left side. Caught by Durham and advances out of bounds just beyond the line to gain.
Yeah, picking up a quick first down there, but more importantly, getting out of bounds and stopping the clock.
Just 6 seconds come off the clock. The ball advances to the 31. First down for West Bloomfield. They will leave about the same personnel out on the field as Bo Jackson gets the call from the sideline. Benefit of that, you move the change, you stop the clock, you got some time to talk it over during the play clock, as he'll send Cam Flowers out wide to his right. And nobody split out left. Low snap to Jackson. Losing time, throws it across the middle and out of reach. Incomplete. Had to dive for it, and Obi Duru's not going to come up with that football.
Yeah, you know, Catholic Central trying to counter that speed of the Lakers right here by pressing them and not really giving them enough space to really, you know, build that acceleration, build that speed. And right there, it pays off and doesn't really allow the Lakers to get that quick hit that they were looking for.
You can really put some pressure on any quarterback in the MHSAA when you got Jack McHugh on that defensive edge. 9.5 sacks on the season. And Caden Gonzalez on the other side, 2.5 tackles for a loss on the season too. So this is a very dynamic defensive line that gets home. Jackson out of the gun, looking long again to the right side. The Flowers overhead and caught. Flowers comes down with it at the 44-yard line. But he lands at the 46-yard line. Nonetheless, moves the chains forward beyond the 50-yard line, and a huge grab again for Cameron Flowers.
I mean, a phenomenal catch right there for Flowers. I don't know how he was able to come away with that ball. I thought it was going to be picked off, but somehow Flowers finds a way to come down with it.
Jackson rockets that ball to the Toledo commit, and all 6 feet of him dove into the air in double coverage and pulled that ball down. And Catholic Central wants to talk it over with 27 seconds left to play in the first half. West Bloomfield going to be in plus territory, a rare location for them tonight, and looking to make this just a 14-point game as they'll approach the half. And again, Matt, They deferred the kick at the beginning of the game. They get a little bit of luck there. Got a really nice grab from Cameron Flowers. If they can come up with some points here, they're going to put themselves in a much more favorable position than perhaps they should be in as we approach halftime.
Yeah, and really the way that they should be looking at it right now as an offense is we can't go into the half down 21. Maybe 18, not that favorable, but you can't go into the half down 21.
Both teams will retake the field with 27 seconds left in the first half. West Bloomfield 7, Catholic Central 28. Two split out to either side for Bo Jackson, with one man in the backfield, Joshua Tate. Low snap to Jackson in the dirt. He'll recover, look long for the sideline, and incomplete. Going for Obi Duru, and a ton of pressure in the boundary. Knocks that ball into the ground.
Yeah, but I don't think you can really throw that flag in that scenario. I know Duru wants one, but kind of into double coverage, two people, two routes right on top of each other. Throwing a flag right there would just be, as Tom Brady said it once, rewarding bad football, and you just can't do that.
Both the defensive backs have the inside of the boundary and just pressured Duru toward the sideline, so he couldn't get toward that football with his speed and really wouldn't have been able to have a chance at the ball if it was a 1-on-2. Second down and 10 for the Lakers at the 46-yard line of the Shamrocks with 20 seconds to play in the half and one timeout. Jackson getting chased, hit again as he throws. This time, they will call it incomplete.
They ruled it incomplete. Might have been a fumble, but even if it had been, likely because they ruled it incomplete, the ball had rolled out of bounds. But Lakers kind of getting the benefit of a lucky call right there, because I kind of thought that was a fumble.
We saw that earlier on. Catholic Central ended up with the football at the 31-yard line in Laker territory, put 7 on the board to make it 28-7 as we stand with 15 seconds left to play in the half. Third down and 10 for the L-Boys on the right hash at the 46-yard line. Going from left to the right end zone is Bo Jackson. Another low snap, getting chased, has to step up, going down. He's going to be sacked. He will go down at the 44-yard line with 5 seconds to go in the half, and the Lakers going to just let this roll out. After one half at Catholic Central, it is 28 for the Shamrocks. It is 7 for West Bloomfield. The Laker halftime show coming up. This is your home for West Bloomfield Lakers playoff football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield News, Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
It's time we illuminate the facts. Vape products contain harmful and addictive levels of nicotine. Nicotine negatively affects your brain chemistry and can lead to increased levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. You can take control of your health. Get the support you need to quit vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.org or text STARTMyQuit to 36072.
My name is Danya Bazzi. I'm the superintendent of West Bloomfield School District. I want to congratulate Civic Center TV on hitting the amazing milestone of 1 million viewers. Your involvement in our community doesn't go unnoticed. We thank you for keeping our residents and community engaged in the latest and greatest news and information. I'm Danya Bazzi, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Laker halftime show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Tyler Keefe alongside Matt Catoni after 24 minutes. Lakers are trailing 28-7 against the number 2 Novi Detroit Catholic Central Shamrocks. Live from the Elm at Novi Detroit Catholic Central on Wixom Road. And Matt, so far, it has been all Catholic Central here in this ballgame. We've seen signs of progress from the Lakers, signs of hope from the Lakers, but it seems like every time they start to get a couple plays going their way, Catholic Central finds a way to punch right back.
Yeah, and really, it's just their dominance and just the team that they've been able to build here this year is on display. On the line of scrimmage, both on offense and defense, they are controlling this game, and that's allowing guys like Jaden Pyden on offense to just completely take whatever they want in the run game. And it's allowing Gash to have those lanes to where he can rip off those long runs for touchdowns like he's had.
Just under 2 minutes into this game, the first touchdown in the air for Novi Detroit Catholic Central put them up 7-0. And then about 8 minutes later, after West Bloomfield had come down the field, and had to punt the ball away, with 2:07 to play in the first quarter, a touchdown rush, the first of 3 for Jaden Pyden to make it a 14-0 ball game. We got into the second quarter. West Bloomfield made some quick work in the air and ultimately got the football to Brendan James for his first touchdown on the season. The senior gets 6 points and makes the Lakers down just 7-14 at that point with 9:49 to play in the half. Didn't take very long, 2 minutes and 43 seconds in particular for Jaden Pyden to get in the end zone on the ground again, making it a two-score lead, 7-21 for the Shamrocks. And then under 2 minutes later, after a fumble by Bo Jackson on a strip sack, the Shamrocks ended up with the football at the 31-yard line. Once again, death taxes Jaden Pyden in the end zone for Novi Detroit Catholic Central to make it a 28-7 ball game. Now, the Lakers had a chance. They were able to march up the field, a couple of really nice passes to Cameron Flowers, including a leaping grab at the 46-yard line in Shamrock territory. But a couple of botched protections for Bo Jackson and a sack to end the half put us in the position we're in right now. So for West Bloomfield, you go into half number 2 with the football. You've been able to make some work in the air. It doesn't seem like the run game is going to be there for you tonight with the pressure that the front seven of Catholic Central is putting into this game. So if you're Ken Rise, if you're Zach Hilbers, and you're trying to freshen up the game plan offensively for half number 2 and put some points on the board, Matt, what do you think they're going to be maybe making adjustments for as they go into the final 24 minutes?
Well, I'm going to expect them to maybe try and come out and get some quick hitters in the passing game. You know, a lot of the times we've seen them come out and not necessarily press them and leave about 6 to 8 yards off the line of scrimmage for the receivers to work with their release. Lakers may, if they want to, try and move the ball a little bit more in the second half, want to think about, trying some quick slants, quick hitches, just to kind of get the receivers the ball in space.
Shamrocks match up really well for the Lakers, including in the secondary, but for West Bloomfield, they got some very speedy targets. The problem is not necessarily the tallest targets with that speed. The guy you're looking at probably in half number 2 to enact that strategy you're talking about, Matt, is Elijah Durham. He's had a couple of opportunities so far today, but nothing really on that long ball other than one pass that sailed a few yards above his head early on in this ball game. That's the guy I'm going to look to in half number 2, but who's been really impressive so far for West Bloomfield has been Cameron Flowers, the Toledo commit.
Yeah, Cam Flowers has really been, honestly, the lone person on offense that has been moving the ball for him tonight. He's had some very impressive catches, contested catches at that, where we weren't really even sure if the ball was going to be completed, let alone not intercepted. And it was just a tremendous half for him, and he's someone that hopefully those plays turn into touchdowns in the second half.
Defensively, the guy that's been giving the Lakers the most trouble has been Jaden Pyden, but Samson Gash also making some big plays. And Skylar Hunter, their senior quarterback, has had excellent command throughout the first 24 minutes of this ball game, particularly on those option plays.
Yeah, he is a tremendous quarterback by the looks of just at the hand fakes and really the manipulation of the defense with the handoff exchange. He gets so low before the snap, it's really hard to read what he's doing with the ball. And behind that monstrous offensive front of Catholic Central, it is definitely hard to get a read on the quarterback.
A very tough game so far for West Bloomfield. As we're about midway through halftime at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. It is 28 for Catholic Central. It is 7 for West Bloomfield, with a district championship on the line. Looking at the playoff outlook, West Bloomfield and Catholic Central in this District 2 championship game tonight. The winner will play the victor of the District 1 championship game between Belleville and Saline for region number 3, and a chance to go to the semifinals on the line 2 weeks out. And for West Bloomfield right now, not looking good for them, but plenty of football left to play, and the biggest benefit they've got on their side right now is that they get the football to start half number 2 after winning the coin toss. And they're going to have to make some quick work of Catholic Central, give their defense a little bit of extra rest time, because Catholic Central's been really giving them problems, especially in the trenches, which is where West Bloomfield tends to benefit on the defensive side.
Yeah, it's really going to be huge for the offense to come out and not just put up points, but score a touchdown on that first drive. Because at this point, 7 points definitely wasn't going to cut it to begin with. But right now they're just being boat raced, for that matter, out of the stadium.
The drawback of all of that, Matt, is you want to keep that offense off the field for Catholic Central. They have been putting up points like mad all throughout the season, including to begin the playoffs last week in a 33-0 victory over Livonia Stevenson. The problem with that is their run defense has been stout all throughout the game. They're not allowing the Lakers to move the football next to it all, maybe 2 yards at a time. And that's generally not going to be what's going to help you win football games in November at this time. Down 28-7 at the half. Going to hopefully have some big adjustments at the half and try to come out and upset number 2, Catholic Central, on the road in Novi. It's Laker Halftime Show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. More analysis and then the second half coming up right here on our broadcast. Stay with us. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield News. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
It's time we illuminate the facts. Vape products contain harmful and addictive levels of nicotine. Nicotine negatively affects your brain chemistry and can lead to increased levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. You can take control of your health. Get the support you need to quit vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.org or text STARTMyQuit to 36072.
Hello, my name is Danya Bazzi. I'm the superintendent of West Bloomfield School District. I want to congratulate Civic Center TV on hitting the amazing milestone of 1 million viewers. Your involvement in our community doesn't go unnoticed. We thank you for keeping our residents and community engaged in the latest and greatest news and information. I'm Danya Bazzi, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to Laker playoff football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Just a couple of minutes away before the final 24 minutes will be underway at the Elm at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Right now, the Shamrocks leading the Lakers 28-7. They began the game with the football, and the Shamrocks will begin the second half on defense. And now, West Bloomfield, it's critical mass. You are down by 20. You're down by 21 points going into half number 2. Your season is on the line, and for a team with big expectations and that has struggled to put 2 wins in a row on the board, it is now or never. And you look at those seniors, you look at those upperclassmen who've had plenty of playoff experience, plenty of playoff success. You turn to them and say, now is your time to cement your legacy in Laker football lore.
And really, it's going to be a tall task for them to do so, because this Catholic Central team, one of the deepest and just more physical teams that the Lakers are going to see all year, really akin to that Birmingham Groves team. And it's going to be up to them to finally find a way to stop the run game in the second half if they want to get back into the game.
Thank you for tuning in across our network. Our audio-only broadcast this week, video exclusively on the NFHS network, being done this week by Novi Detroit Catholic Central's student team. So we bring our radio broadcast to TV on Civic Center TV, Comcast Channel 15, and AT&T Channel 99 on WBTV, Channel 19 on Comcast, 99 on AT&T. Of course, on the Big 89, 89.3 FM in the greater West Bloomfield area. And also online, CivicCenterTV.com, on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. Thanking you for tuning in to Laker playoff football, including Jacob Tate, who has an emphatic "Let's go Lakers" bunch of green hearts on our YouTube broadcast tonight at Civic Center TV on YouTube. If you'd like to see more, as we're 2.5 minutes away from half number 2 at Catholic Central. West Bloomfield been able to show signs of brilliance so far, but have really struggled, particularly on the ground against Catholic Central in this ball game. And that says a lot about Catholic Central in particular, and why they are 10-0 in this season. Last year, Coach Sasante came in, and he had a short season. He was hired kind of late in the offseason, coming in and had an 8-3 record overall. 3-1 in the league, lost to Northfield in this district final game on the road, 17-24, and really said having that full off season, having a lot of upperclassmen, time to get to know the players better, time for the players to get to know the system better, made that class of 1999 a 0-2 champion here at an 0-2 champion at Grand Valley, a 97 and 98 champion here at Catholic Central, be able to turn this team once again into a powerhouse in Division I football in Michigan.
Yeah, and Rome wasn't built in one day, and you're seeing, you know, the fruits of that work from last season and the off season paying forward this year, and just a dominant team for Catholic Central.
Sasante looking to follow in the footsteps of his old ball coach, the legendary Tom Mack, who coached here at the Elm from 1976 to 2016 and racked up a historic 10 titles along the way. His first in 1979 and his final one coming up in 1998 as well in 2009, his final championship. 1998, the final one with Justin Sasante in his second season at the helm for Novi Detroit Catholic Central. On the other side, second-year head coach Zach Hilbers for the Lakers after a prolific first season that saw them go all the way to the semifinal and just barely lose to Southfield A&T on quite literally the final yard of the final play of that ball game, trying to get these Lakers to muster up 24 more minutes with as much passion and as much physicality as they can, and upset number 2 on the road. Matt, what are you looking for from the Lakers, in not only in these last 24 minutes, but in these first few minutes of half number 2 as they get the football?
I mean, eliminating those mistakes in the first half, we saw them, you know, move the ball downfield. The next thing you know, whether it's an unblocked guy getting through eventually, and then Bo Jackson getting stripped on a sack. You got to just eliminate those mistakes that are killing drives. They've moved the ball downfield, but then they end up just shooting themselves in the foot.
The Lakers won the coin toss to begin this game, deferred to half number 2 as they huddle up for one final moment before they begin these 24 minutes that could potentially, as we look at it now, be the final 24 minutes of their season. And for some of these Lakers, including Elijah Durham, who in his first season on the varsity squad a year ago set a ton of school records for single season performance and put himself well within the record books for his career early on, looking to have a second half that would cement him in Laker lore as one of the greatest receivers to ever play. For Bo Jackson, you're in familiar territory. You're at your old school. You're going up against the number 2 team in the state with your 500 team out of West Bloomfield. Now's the time you step up and show why you are one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the state coming in to this season.
Yeah, and it's going to be huge to, you know, kind of put that first half behind them and forget those plays where the defense was able to rip the ball away from them. And I bet it's harder to forget about those strip sacks and interceptions, because if it puts that back thought in your head when you're in the pocket trying to maneuver.
I said it about 3 weeks ago on This Week in Laker Football. Why not us? Why not now? The Lakers have adopted that as kind of their slogan in the final few weeks. As Catholic Central kicks it off to Cam Flowers, he's got an opening at the sideline up to the 30, down to the 35, and a great return for 6 to kick off the second half.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he bumped into Brendan James, and that slowed him down there on their return. Good intent by James right there to take out that last guy, but kind of ended up taking out Flowers and limiting that return to an extent.
Nonetheless, good field position for the Yellow Boys to start half number 2 on the left hash, moving left to right across the field. They'll begin at the 35-yard line. 11:50 to go in the third quarter. 10 seconds come off on the kickoff. 2 split out to the right side for West Bloomfield, including Flowers wide to the right. Shakespeare will begin half number 2 in at the quarterback for West Bloomfield. 1 high safety for Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Now the signal comes in. Low snap. Handoff and met right away in the backfield. Not going to go anywhere. A huge stop for Catholic Central.
Yeah, and that is exactly why they haven't been able to run the ball right there. Guys like Danilo Gubernich right there, getting in the backfield and bringing them down for a loss of 2 right there. Just really unfortunate for the Lakers, a team that wants to kind of lean on that run game. Just no lanes available for them tonight in that regard.
Huge play off the jump, a loss of 3 after the TFL for Catholic Central. Ball now at the 32-yard line on the Lakers side of the field, 2nd and 13. Jackson now in at quarterback. He throws it out wide to the left side and overhead of Elijah Durham, incomplete.
He threw that ball before Durham made the release or break on his route right there. The ball had to come out quick, and unfortunately the timing was off on that throw right there.
With that, 3rd down and long for the Lakers. As Jackson gets the signal from the sideline from offensive coordinator Ken Rise. Nate Herbert comes off the field for the Lakers. They'll split Cam Flowers alongside Devin James out to the right side. Josh Tate will be in the backfield alongside the quarterback, Jackson. Got to get to the 45-yard line to move the chains against the number 2 team in the state. Down 21, low snap. Quick throw out to the left side and out of reach of Durham again. Incomplete and 4th down coming up.
Again, another one of those throws where more so throwing to a spot and throwing before the receiver makes his break on the route. And unfortunately timing off once again and not in a situation or position where you can go for it here on 4th and 11, 4th and 12.
That possession 1 minute and 1 second for West Bloomfield. 3 and out. And they will they'll punt this ball off once again to Catholic Central. Jaden Allos will kick the ball off for West Bloomfield on the punt. Got some hang time, lands at the 46, takes a Laker bounce, back to the 44, and Catholic Central will have excellent field possession for their first offensive drive of half number 2.
Allos gave them, or held onto that ball for a second to give the coverage team time to get down there. But in the end, only about a 20-yard punt. Honestly, might have been better off if he just held onto it and ran it at that point.
Deuce Hunter Jr., the senior quarterback, the captain out of Canada. Coming out at quarterback under center for Catholic Central. 1 split out wide right. Otherwise, a bunch formation with 2 in the backfield. Toss to Pyden. Outside the tackles, up to the 45. Pushes forward past the 50 and almost toward the opposite 45. Down at the 46-yard line and a 1st down for Catholic Central.
And I mean, just once again, Pyden carrying someone, and not just anyone. Lakers starting defensive tackle Kamari Pittman. Just Jeremiah Benton, just for several yards after making contact with him at the line of scrimmage. And Pyden is just dominant here tonight and refusing to go down.
Jaden Pyden, the key offensive player, plays running back, plays quarterback, does a little bit of everything as Skylar Hunter in his low stance out of the shotgun. Runs outside the pocket, looking up the field, inside the 20. It is caught. What a grab. Down at the 15-yard line. Catholic Central leaping in the air. And Samson Gash again pulls it down.
Gashing the Lakers once again, this time through the air. But, I mean, I don't know what's better on that play, the throw or the catch. Hunter with a beautiful throw on the run right there, but Gash with an even better catch. And just, I mean, when it rains, it pours for the Lakers, and right there, a 1st down for Catholic Central to set them up in prime position to make this a 28-point game.
He's turning inside. He's got pressure. He's falling down. Not going to stop. Samson Gash, the junior, in the number 5 for Catholic Central. 1st down and 10 at the 15-yard line of West Bloomfield. Handoff outside and then shifting inside down toward the 7-yard line, and a nice gain again for Catholic Central. Pyden takes it for 7 yards.
And again, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. This is when those runs that early in the game, you know, they're picking up 3 to 4 yards of carry every single time almost. We might start that, you know, exponentially growing with each carry from here on out, the way that this Catholic Central team has really been physically beating down the Lakers' defensive front.
Got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line for Catholic Central. They've been opening up holes for Pyden all game long, and then he takes advantage of it. 2nd and 2 at the Laker 8. Handoff, Pyden counters, goes inside, reaches, and he'll get down to about the 1-yard line, probably more like the half-yard line. It'll be first down and goal.
And it's the way that he's been playing tonight, you almost expect him to get in the end zone on that. Just the way he's been running with just a physicality you can't really teach, or really it's just inside of you as a football player. And that's got to be the toughest thing for this Lakers defense. Even when maybe you beat off a block, get off a block, but you still have to deal with Biden to deal with it at the end.
8:20 and ticking to play in the third quarter. Snap and handoff, and in the end zone again goes Jaden Piden for a Shamrock touchdown.
Yeah, and again, just a plethora of weapons for this Catholic Central offense to choose from, and they make you pay no matter who they choose. And this is definitely one of the most talented teams that the Lakers will see this year, and definitely over the past few years. And they just have not had an answer for their offense here tonight.
For West Bloomfield, you're slowly but surely running out of time to find the answer against the team that 10 teams before you have not been able to find the answer all season long in Catholic Central. Jake Madigan will come out for the PAT. It is blocked. Recovered by West Bloomfield. And it's going to be whistled. Dead play. Nonetheless, West Bloomfield able to stop that and make it, limit the damage to be a 27-point ball game. It is 34 for Catholic Central and 7 for West Bloomfield. They've had a couple of those, Matt, where they've been able to rush in on the field goal attempt, on the PAT attempt, and almost get to the ball. That time they get home and prevent that extra point from going on the board.
Yeah, really saving themselves possibly from a running clock if they're unable to score right here. But again, the Lakers have to show some sign of life on offense right here because they have not been able to get anything going.
And Jake Madigan will once again kick the ball off to West Bloomfield. They're going to have 3 down the field to return this ball. Corey Pittman's going to be about 10 yards in front of Cam Flowers. Elijah Durham, the other receiver. Looked like initially he was going to line up right there with Cameron Flowers, potentially as a blocker for him, as Madigan's been content to kick it to Flowers throughout this game. Really only one big return so far for the Lakers that was on that previous possession 3 minutes and 45 seconds ago to begin half number 2. 8:15 to go in the third quarter here at Catholic Central. The Shamrocks 34, West Bloomfield 7, with the district championship on the line. Madigan, again a booming kick toward Cameron Flowers. Returned at the 4-yard line. Flowers takes it to his left side, looking for an opening, runs into another one of his teammates again, and going to be taken down to the 14-yard line.
I mean, the way that this special teams unit for Catholic Central has been playing, the speed they have, the lane integrity that they've had on these kickoffs, it makes sense. Why not boot it down deep for a Lakers offense that hasn't been able to move the ball? Give your chance to have good field position when they have to punt.
This is just the second time Catholic Central and West Bloomfield have ever matched up. Both of those have been in the playoffs. 3 years ago, it was at West Bloomfield High School. The Lakers defeated Catholic Central 21-35. That was back in the days of Dylan Tatum and Samaj Morgan on the offensive side, the Terminator, Mike Williams on the defensive side, and a lot of talent also across the field for the Lakers. Rick Nance, Kenneth Jones III, and for Catholic Central, Evan Hager, Declan Bile, Jackson Ewald, their Viper on the defensive side. A lot has changed in 3 years, and now it looks like it's going to be Catholic Central. Screen pass out to the right side. Cameron Flowers back up to the 15, advances forward for 2 yards. They'll give him a friendly roll forward, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
And really, one thing that just is unteachable with this Catholic Central team is the motor. They have high intensity and high execution every single play. And that's just an easy recipe or a good recipe for a state championship or a good football team. And you have to give them props.
7 minutes, 34 seconds and ticking to go in the third. West Bloomfield trailing 7-34 against Catholic Central. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the L-Boys. 3 split out to the left. At the shotgun, Jackson looking left, caught at the 21-yard line, advancing up the field to the 40 in a speedy drive. Out of bounds as that goes to Obi Duru.
Yeah, I believe that was the longest play by someone not named Cam Flowers here tonight. And a tremendous job by Bo Jackson to get that ball to Duru out there in space and give him the opportunity to move the sticks right there.
Easier said than done tonight. A first down for the Lakers. Out the 39-yard line on their side of the field, as they're down 27 points early on in this third quarter. Low snap and a handoff up the gut, a few yards and more, and probably the best run of the night so far for West Bloomfield on the ground for Joshua Tate.
Even if they were in the position to run, not much available for them in the run game tonight. And like you said, that's probably the best lane that the offensive line has been able to create tonight for Josh Tate.
And even with that, just gets up to the 42-yard line, a gain of 3, and that looked like a mile for Joshua Tate. And that is a testament to this Catholic Central defensive front. That is nothing against this Laker run game that's been terrific all throughout the season, averaging 158 yards a game. Now under center, man in motion. Jackson will take it himself. Up the field and overhead, just a little bit too excited as he looked toward the sideline, and he floats that football way overhead of his intended receiver, Elijah Durham.
Yeah, there was a lot there and a lot to be had with the space there on that passing play. And Bo Jackson sails the receiver, and, just really summarizing what it has been there for the Lakers offense here tonight, just nothing.
Third down again for the Lakers. Haven't had a lot of success tonight, and that's a big difference maker for the Lakers. In games they've won this season, they've converted on 59% of their third downs, and losses just 46%. Got to get 7 yards. Jackson up the field. It is caught. First down and more up to the 40-yard line. You got to make a big payoff play, and you make it in the air as West Bloomfield again goes to their tight end, Brendan Jones.
He sold the last throw, but right there, Bo Jackson delivers a strike to Brandon James, who catches a very contested pass. And a tremendous job moving the sticks and holding onto the ball by Brandon James.
I think it's all about the statistic I brought up. I think they just gave him that extra motivation there halfway through the third quarter, down 34-7. First and 10 for the Lakers. Jackson, pass outside to the 35-yard line, caught by Devin James at the 36.
Devin James, someone that the Lakers have tried to work in sparingly throughout the year, get him some touches and utilize that speed that we've seen him burn a few defenses with this year.
That is 10th reception on the season, over 100 yards in the air, but most of his touches have really been on the ground. He's been primarily a running back, even though he hasn't gotten a lot of those carries in comparison to receptions. Jamal Shakespeare, quarterback draw on 2nd and 5, gets a few up to the 31.
Typically, when the Lakers have been struggling in the run game this year, they've kind of leaned on Shakespeare out of that wildcat, kind of quarterback-designed runs.
He tried to reach forward to the 31, but his knee was down, and they placed the ball instead at the 32-yard line, 3rd and 1. 5 minutes and ticking to play in the third quarter. West Bloomfield 7, Catholic Central 34. Bo Jackson will come back in at quarterback. The former Shamrock with Joshua Tate in the backfield. He'll hand it off to Tate. Gets outside the tackles up to the 30. He'll reach forward to the 29 and he'll move the chains.
Yeah, and again, probably their best run of the night right there. They're able to move the sticks. Well, maybe a little bit too late for this run game to develop a little bit of momentum, down 27 points here in the third quarter.
We've seen West Bloomfield make these kind of massive comebacks before, including a few weeks back, where they were down a few scores to Roseville. Ended up getting back in that game, forcing overtime, ultimately losing in overtime 48-49. A missed PAT put them in that unfortunate position. First and 10 for the Lakers at the Shamrock 28-yard line. Jackson, empty backfield with Devin, with man in motion. Jackson running outside the pocket and has to ditch that play out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
And really just nothing there. Looked like he may throw it away at some point or just heave it downfield, but there is nothing there, and he ends up just running to the sideline to prevent any significant loss of yards.
Yeah, had to ditch 3 yards on that play. Moves the Lakers back to 31. But out of bounds, stops the clock with 4:05 to play in the third quarter. It's a 34-7 ball game in favor of Catholic Central. They came out in the third quarter and scored just under 4 minutes into it with another Jaden Pyden rushing touchdown. West Bloomfield trying to get back on the board for the first time since just a couple minutes into quarter number 2. Jackson out of the gun, throw outside. It is caught at the 26-yard line. Lakers fighting for every inch they could get, but 5 Shamrocks in on the tackle. West Bloomfield will get the first down. Oh no, we'll get back just inside the original line of scrimmage. My apologies. To the 28-yard line, they'll advance forward 4 yards.
Yeah, a quick hitter to James right there to kind of get back ahead of the sticks right there, but a good job by Catholic Central to just fly to the football and, you know, not allow anything after that first missed tackle.
3rd down and 8 for the Lakers at the Catholic Central 27-yard line. Joe Jackson, the quarterback. One split out wide to the right is Obi Duru with Devin James inside. They fake the sweep. Jackson steps up in the pocket. He'll take it himself. Pushes toward the 20-yard line, dives for it. That should be enough to get him at least close to the line to gain. Not quite the first down, but 4th and 1, maybe 2 coming up.
Yeah, and obvious 4 down territory for the Lakers. Got to go for this, and you know, the way that they've been struggling to run the ball, you got to think that there's going to be some question as for the play call.
Ball is placed just inside the marker at the 21-yard line. 4th down and 1 for West Bloomfield.
I think it was a illegal shift. Yeah, it looked like an illegal shift penalty. Yep, illegal shift on the Lakers, negating that play right there.
Unfortunate for West Bloomfield as they were marching toward the red zone. They've only been once this evening so far. And that's been a beautiful place for them throughout the season where they've scored 80% of the time, 60% of the time scoring a touchdown when they get into the red zone. Instead, with the penalty, they will be forced backwards. And this play will begin at the 32-yard line. 3rd down and 13. Jackson throws across the field and low and outside the reach of Elijah Durham.
Yeah, looked like he threw it just a bit behind Durham on that play, and that really just, you know, once again fits just perfectly this Lakers offense, and Durham and Bo Jackson here tonight just out of sync and unable to connect on these plays.
So for the 16th time this season, West Bloomfield will have to go forward on 4th down. Some of those 15 so far they've chosen to go. This time they gotta go down 27 in a 34-7 ball game late in the third quarter at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. 4th and 12 for West Bloomfield. They are 11 for 15 on the season on 4th down. Jackson takes the snap, looking to his left side. It is caught short, and he'll be tackled.
Flag down on the play, though, so that even they didn't pick it up, but either way, even if they had, there's going to be a penalty on the Lakers, it looks like.
Looking toward the sideline, the head coach, Justin Sasante, who will decline the penalty, and it'll be a turnover on downs for West Bloomfield.
And really, right there, I don't understand the throwing the ball. They threw the ball well behind the sticks right there, and just not necessarily giving themselves the opportunity to pick up the first down if they were able to make one guy miss.
Yeah, about all that was available to them. It really ended up being a one-on-one matchup, and a low center of gravity kept by the defensive back to get in there, hit him low around the knees, grab those ankles, pull, and not allow any opportunity to escape that tackle and advance toward the line to gain. And with that, Catholic Central will come back out on the field and begin this drive at their 25-yard line, up 34-7 with 2:12 to play in the third quarter. Hunter got some time in the pocket. Now he rolls outside toward the sideline. Advances for a few yards before going out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line at the 27.
Yeah, Hunter kept his eyes downfield that entire time, looking like at any moment he could just uncork one and just throw a bomb downfield, or just, you know, plays the defense like a fiddle and picks up about 3 yards instead of taking a sack.
Sharp, efficient, makes good decisions. And a dual threat quarterback as well is Skylar Hunter, nicknamed Deuce, the senior at quarterback for Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Last week, another big performance for him against Livonia Stevenson on this field, 7 for 11, 136 yards in the air. And there he picks up 3 yards, averages about 4 yards per carry. Hunter will hand it off this time, generously up to the 30-yard line and marching toward the 35, landing about the 33.
And again, you know, rare instance where they don't absolutely gash him on a run so far here in the second half. And the Lakers can somehow force them to maybe punt right here, get him in the backfield. Some sliver of hope, maybe.
That time the ball carrier, Cedric Williams, the junior, two-sport athlete at Catholic Central, also runs track and performs really well in the classroom. 4.1 GPA for 26. 3rd down and 2 at the 33-yard line with a $1:20 and ticking to go in the third quarter are the Shamrocks of Catholic Central. One split out wide to the left. Hunter takes a snap from under center. Now he's getting chased in the backfield, but he's rolling out left, looking for an opportunity, and just tosses it in the dirt. A heads-up play, ditches it, and it'll turn up 4th and 2.
Yeah, really smart play right there to just spike the ball in the dirt. Eligible receiver in the area, not going to take a penalty by doing so. And, you know, he just spikes in the dirt, and now looks like the punt team may be coming out.
And even better yet with that decision, don't give an opportunity for this defense to pick up the football, give you opportune territory if you're the Lakers, or do what they've done throughout this season and take it back for 6. They did that, in fact, last week. Corey Pittman having a big pick 6 for the Lakers. Talked to him on This Week in Laker Football about that. Another two-sport athlete for West Bloomfield, a basketball star, had a deep playoff run with the Lakers a season ago. Punt is muffed, but recovered by West Bloomfield at the 20-yard line. Potentially a huge mistake, but recovered ultimately by Durham.
Yeah, almost a sloppy mistake right there by Durham, and really one that would have made it very easy for Catholic Central to score.
It likely would have been what sealed the deal, because Catholic Central would have had the ball at the 30-yard line or even closer to the end zone. Under a minute in the third quarter, already up 27 points. Instead, West Bloomfield will begin the ball just about a foot beyond the 20-yard line with 53 seconds to play in the third quarter. Taking on Novi Detroit Catholic Central, the second-ranked team in Division I. The winner of this ball game takes on either Belleville or Saline next week in Region number 3 after they take home the District 2 trophy this evening. Out of the shotgun, Bo Jackson. Off the low snap, throws it out left. Screen pass, advancing forward up to the 35. And man, what a collision at the sideline. Flag goes up. It was a high hit into the chest plate and an absolute collision on the sideline.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that being a flag. Looked like it was right as he was going out of bounds. Yeah, it made a pop, and that may have drawn the flag, but it didn't look like it was too late.
Really hard hit. Really, the only reason I think you would throw that flag is if you saw them maybe lean with the crown of the helmet, or if you just thought it was egregious with the player going out of bounds anyway. I didn't quite see it. Anything that looked like that from my angle here. Just looked like a really hard hit, but nonetheless, benefit goes to the Lakers. Now they're in plus territory, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of Catholic Central. 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter. 1st down and 10 for West Bloomfield. One man in motion is Duru from left to right. Screen pass to Duru, will catch it Gets past the 45, up to the 40. Flag on the play as he lands about the 37-yard line.
Maybe just by his body language, looks like it may be a holding call on Durham, which would negate that gain right there.
Likely going to be what happens there. Durham had a little bit of an opening as Devin James comes up hobbling toward the sideline off of that play. It's a little too good to be true, and this likely going to be moving back for West Bloomfield. PA announcer at Catholic Central giving an update on the Belleville-Saline situation. Looking like a crash course for Catholic Central to go up against Belleville next week in the regional, which will be a great matchup. And Belleville, a powerhouse in Division I over the last several years. 2 of the last 3 championships have gone to the Tigers. Last year, Southfield A&T defeating them in one of the best D1 championships we've seen in a long time. This will be a great matchup, too, between the Belleville Tigers and Catholic Central Shamrocks next week. This game continues to go this way with 22 seconds and ticking in the third quarter, and Catholic Central up 34-7. Bo Jackson in the shotgun one, split out wide to the right side, and one short on the short side right for West Bloomfield. Jackson under pressure, rolls out to his right, gonna take it himself, and just shy of the 50-yard line at the 49 will go out of bounds for a short loss.
Yeah, right there, instead of just, taking a loss, taking a sack, or just, heaving it for nothing, Jackson moves up in the pocket and gains about 7 yards.
With that, 12 minutes remain at Catholic Central. It is the Shamrocks 34, Lakers 7. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm Greg Flynn, the fire chief here in West Bloomfield. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, on your 1 million views on YouTube. Together we share the message of community safety and preparedness, making West Bloomfield a safe and wonderful place to live. My name's Greg Flynn, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Beginning the fourth quarter. Quick run up the middle for West Bloomfield will advance them forward about 6 yards.
Yeah, Tate with his best carry of the night right there, getting about 8 or so yards on that one and making it about a 3rd and medium for the Lakers.
Among other scores across Oakland County, Birmingham Groves in Division II leading Seaholm 36-7 in the third quarter. Rochester Adams taking on Clarkston as well in their ball game tonight as a throw outside the Duru, passes the line to gain, and advances toward the 31-yard line in Shamrock territory for first down.
Yeah, a tremendous gain by Duru right there. Again, coming in out of motion and taking just, a quick little pass in the flats and, picking up about 7 or 8 yards right there to move the sticks.
Result of the play is the Shamrock Laker first down.
Now at the 34-yard line in Shamrock territory with 10:56 and ticking to play in this ball game. West Bloomfield has not scored since early on in the second quarter. They trail 34-7 in the district finals. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Quick pass outside the Duru up to the 30-yard line. Ball's loose. And the Catholic Central celebrating. They say they have the football, and they do.
Yeah, I believe that's the second fumble of the drive, too. Catholic Central thought they knocked it out earlier on that. I believe it was Josh Tate's 8-yard carry. And now right there, they knocked the ball out for real this time and are able to come away with it and really kind of put this game to bed.
Catholic Central will take over with the football at their 33-yard line. With 10:37 to play in this ball game, if they get in the end zone again, this will be a running clock in the mercy rule, something they are not unfamiliar with causing their opponents in 2024. You're listening to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, your home for Laker football. First down handoff doesn't go anywhere, but he escapes. Oh, man. Cedric Williams opens it up, and then a lucky break. West Bloomfield gets right back on him, somehow able to contain at the very last moment, or Cedric Williams would have been going to the house.
I think that was Jaden Alice that made whoever that was, saved a tackle right there on the edge, or saved a touchdown on the edge. It looked like he was going to be off to the races right there. Just barely able to bring him down by the shoulder pads by the look of it.
Injured Laker is down on the field after that play. A good chase down, got a little bit physical as it went toward the ground. A cooler night here in Novi during this ball game. We're starting to finally see that traditional fall football weather. And Amy Frazier and the training staff for West Bloomfield will examine the player, and he'll get up off the field at about the 35-yard line and make his way toward the sideline. And that is Jamal Shakespeare, limping toward the sideline. Looks like his right leg hobbled on that play, but able to, with a little bit of assistance, go toward the sideline. And not sure what the extent of that injury is, but wouldn't be surprised if that is the final play we see from Jamal Shakespeare in his junior season at West Bloomfield High School.
Yeah, he's someone, although tonight didn't go the way that the Lakers had hoped, there's a lot of things there next year to build off of, and Jamal Shakespeare is one in particular.
And before Bo Jackson transferred in, it looked like Shakespeare was the heir apparent to Rick Nance. He was his backup quarterback last season, played really well while Rick Nance was injured, particularly on the road in that Clarkston game where West Bloomfield was getting blown out. They nearly made the comeback, and a miracle in that ball game. And it looked like Bo Jackson was the future of this program. Not that he was any less of the future of this program at quarterback with Bo Jackson coming in, but definitely took on a different role than was expected, with the Lakers having two really good quarterbacks at their disposal in 2024. 4-yard gainer on second down for Catholic Central, sets up 3rd and 6. They'll hand it off. Ball will go outside toward the 41-yard line. Set up a 4th and short with 9:18 and ticking to play in this ball game. Catholic Central 34, West Bloomfield 7.
And again, holding them to a 4th down. And it looks like Skylar Hunter wants to keep the offense out on the field and go for it as opposed to punting it.
Might as well. You are training for competitive football coming forward. You got to be able to convert these 4th and shorts against some of the best teams in the state as you head toward the regional and you get closer and closer to Ford Field. So it makes plenty of sense for Catholic Central to at least consider going forward on 4th down and short. They will continue to talk it over, now getting their personnel out on the field. Snap to Pyden out of the Wildcat, takes it right up the gut, advances beyond the line to gain and up to the 49.
And if one thing is evident today, it is exactly why Army recruited a guy like Pyden. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets some carries at that, that quarterback hybrid running back type position and that wishbone offense that Army runs. And he definitely has the looks of someone that can be an impact player at the next level.
Definitely will be the case for the senior, 6'1", 190 captain, hailing out of Northfield, his hometown with Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Really has been the MVP for the Shamrocks tonight on the offensive side. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll advance past the 50-yard line up to the opposite 49 and into Laker territory.
Yeah, I think that was Kruger right there on that carry. Cedric Williams, correction. He picks up about 3 yards on that carry, and again, once again, keeps that offense on schedule, and that is something that the Lakers have not been able to do, is stop this run game in any degree.
About 7 minutes and 20 seconds to play in this ball game. 2nd and 8 at the 50-yard line for Catholic Central as they're up 34-7 on West Bloomfield. Haven't scored since about 8:15 left in the third quarter. Hunter takes the snap. Out of the pocket, rolls to his left side, up to the 40-yard line, the 35 to the 30, and a massive gain of 20 yards from senior quarterback.
Yeah, Hunt once again showing off that impressive agility and decision-making. Nothing there downfield, so he just tucks it and, picks up an easy 15 yards on that carry, and just, a phenomenal player.
They will say that he did step out of bounds at the 34-yard line, so he does pick up just 16. Enough for the first down and stops the clock with just under 7 minutes to play in this game. And again, Catholic Central going to keep their first team offense out there. They got a lot of tough competition coming ahead. You're looking down the barrel of Belleville next week. And with your 11-0 record, number 2 team in the state, you're not going to fear that, but you're going to get ready for it. And what better opportunity to practice in a real game situation than against a team with this kind of talent like you see at West Bloomfield High School. For the Lakers on the other side, not the season you expected out of this team. 5-5, soon to be 5-6 as the season rolls to a close. Many of these seniors will come to the end of their football career. As Catholic Central again breaks free, and they will get down to the 19-yard line.
Just barely a split second away from being a touchdown carry for Williams, but someone just barely was able to rip out his legs from underneath him.
First down, Shamrocks.
Once again, Cedric Williams making a big play. Now we do see the number 2 team come out for Catholic Central. Duke Banta, the quarterback, the sophomore out of Northville. Saw some game action last week as well for the Shamrocks. He was 2 for 3 for 11 yards passing versus Stevenson. Another really smart player. Another 4.1 GPA guy for Catholic Central. He'll be visiting Indiana this weekend as they take on your alma mater at the University of Michigan. Game will be in Bloomington, but will take on the Wolverines. Williams will take that about 5 yards up to the 15.
And it got just, even though this is the second team for Catholic Central, once again, moving the ball at an efficient level. And it's just something that, just a difference in where the programs are at right now. And ideally, the Lakers can get back to this point.
Michael Dursa will check out of the ball game. Joshua Peters will come in his place for Catholic Central. 5.5 and ticking to play in this ball game. 2nd down and 7. Banta takes the snap and hands it off. Gets outside. Here he goes, and Williams gets in the end zone for another Catholic Central touchdown.
Really, at this point in the game, some of these runs comes down to who wants it more. That motor trait that you hear about so often. And right there, Catholic Central wanted it more. Williams wanted it more, and that's exactly why he gets in the end zone. Soft tackling, not necessarily wanting to hit. He's inviting the contact. They're not. He finds a way to get in the end zone.
And the PAT could make this 41-7 in favor of Novi Detroit Catholic Central. Snap and the kick and the points as Jake Madigan puts it through. 41 for Novi Detroit Catholic Central, 7 for West Bloomfield. This is Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Welcome back to Laker Playoff Football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Novi Detroit Catholic Central off another touchdown, now advances their lead to 41-7. 5 minutes and 27 seconds left in the Lakers season. Unless they're able to do the virtually impossible in these next few minutes. We're seeing the last few minutes of football for the L-Boys in 2024. The offense will get another chance. The number of these seniors, maybe they'll continue to play down 34. And get those final minutes of football. Bo Jackson, Joshua Tate, Elijah Durham, Cameron Flowers, Jaden Allos, Brendan Jones, Justin Ward, Vegas Say, Corey Pittman, Devin James, Will Thomas, among the skilled players, seniors for the Lakers. Lyman, Ashton McCoy, Jay Gardenhire, DJ Broom, and Jeremiah Benson, and Caleb Parnell on the O-line. Ball will get out to about the 21-yard line off the kickoff return for Cameron Flowers, and the Lakers will begin this drive with 5:19 left in the game.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be interesting to see, like you said, do the Lakers this drive kind of recognize this game's well in hand and kind of give those seniors their moment, their last moment of varsity football together. And hopefully that's what we see.
Lakers huddling up on the sideline as Catholic Central's defensive front already on the field. The Lakers will make their way out to begin this drive at their 21-yard line. Bo Jackson is in at quarterback. Joshua Tate in the backfield along with him. Devin James and Elijah Durham split out to the left. Jackson looking way up the field toward a 50. It is caught. And it is Cameron Flowers, dead center in the middle of the Catholic Central logo for a first down.
Yeah, Cam Flowers really the main receiver showing up here tonight. Brendan Jones with 3 very impressive catches, but out of the receiver group, Cam Flowers really showing out and being the impact player for the offense here tonight.
First down and 10 for the Lakers with 5 minutes left in this game, down 7-41 against Catholic Central. Quarterback Jackson with 2 split out left. Out of the shotgun, getting chased, steps up, escapes the tackler, rolling to his right past the 50, up to the 45. It'll jump out of bounds at the 44-yard line. They will mark him down at the 45.
Good job of making someone miss in the pocket right there by Jackson and picking up 5 right there to make it 2nd and 5. Something that the Lakers offense has struggled with tonight is, containing that pressure, and more so Bo Jackson himself dealing with that pressure.
3 now split out for West Bloomfield on the left side. 1 to the short side right for Bo Jackson, with Tate in the backfield. Lakers going to send Josh Hunter in motion. Jackson looking to his left side, up the field in no man's land. Botched communication between him and Elijah Durham, and incomplete.
Yeah, again, maybe expecting Durham to run more of an out-breaking route or a comeback route, because that ball is just about 10 yards away from where Durham was downfield. And again, just describes the Lakers' our offense here tonight. Out of sync, out of time, or just no timing.
Durham instead went on the go route there and escaped the football. 3rd down and 5 now for West Bloomfield at the Catholic Central 45 on the right hash. Twins to either side for Bo Jackson and 1 in the backfield. Out of the gun, up the field, caught at the 34-yard line. Durham escapes, gets inside the 30, and fights forward to the 27.
Durham able to connect with Bo Jackson there this time, and he makes a few guys miss after catching the ball and picks up the first down, but that's really what this Lakers offense has been missing here tonight. Just Durham making plays. He's really been bottled in tonight by this Catholic Central defense.
The Shamrocks defense locked down all game long for West Bloomfield, just trying to put some more points on the board and end this season on a positive note. Handoff right up the middle, up to the 20-yard line, fights forward to the 18. They'll mark him there. It'll be a first down.
And again, definitely the best run of the night right there. 9 yards, make it a 2nd and 1. And the Lakers on the doorstep of maybe scoring their 2nd touchdown of today.
They mark him just shy. They'll hand it off back to the line of scrimmage. They're not really going to get anything. In fact, they'll probably at best get back to the line of scrimmage. That is where they ultimately will mark him. 3rd down and 1 at the 18 coming up.
This is really arguably the best defensive front the Lakers have seen all year. And that is saying something because that Birmingham's Grove defensive front was nasty and aggressive.
Catholic Central faithful still very much in this blowout game as they're about to get a trophy tonight. Jackson, low snap, looking out to his right side, caught at the 10-yard line. For a first down, the ball is dropped. They're going to call that still a complete pass, it looks like.
That's surprising.
It saves down by contact after he lost the football at the end of that play. No replay, of course, in high school football. It will be a first down.
Maybe a bit of a sympathetic call right there by the officials, because I don't know if he survived the ground to make that a catch.
Nonetheless, the 1st and goal for the Lakers at the 10-yard line of Catholic Central. They hand the ball off, get outside the tackles, get 2 yards at best.
And the Lakers trying to take advantage of the situation. You know, maybe Catholic Central not necessarily focusing on the run, and they've been able to rip off a few runs here, down 41-7.
A 34-point ball game, not 35, so no rolling clock except after a rushing play like that. Lakers hand it off straight up the gut, and this time they will get into the end zone as Joshua Tate takes it in for 6.
And a needed touchdown to some degree, you know, did not necessarily make this end so horribly. The offensive last drive now will likely be a touchdown, and at least you have that to build off of this offseason.
Josh Tate, perhaps his final touchdown rush as a West Bloomfield Laker. Trying to make this game slightly less lopsided here for Joshua Tate on the season. That will be his 14th rushing touchdown. Justin Ward will come out for the PAT, a senior himself, the 2nd of 2 Ward brothers to kick for West Bloomfield High School. Unlike his brother Jake, unfortunately, Justin's career, which has been fantastic at West Bloomfield, will not conclude with a championship. He has a lot to be proud of his 4 years in the Laker uniform. Snap, kick, hold, and the points as it splits the uprights. Lakers 14, Catholic Central 41. This is Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Listening to Laker playoff football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Matt Gattoni. Just 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in the Lakers season. They trail 14-41 on the road in Novi at the -2 team in the state's home turf at the Elm at Catholic Central on Tom Mack Field. The Shamrocks about to be 11-0 and on a crash course to take on the Belleville Tigers in the 3rd regional in Division I football. They will pick up the district championship in District number 2 after a prolific first couple weeks.
Oh my God.
The onside kick attempt is recovered by Catholic Central.
Never blew it dead.
There's a whistle. Otherwise, Catholic Central could have taken that all the way home. It was short, it was recovered. There's plenty of space.
Oh my.
And CC called a timeout just before that onside kick. West Bloomfield wasn't showing it initially, decided to kick it onside, and just before a timeout from the sideline. Unfortunate for Catholic Central, had a great opportunity there for a little last-minute excitement, but instead they will have another kickoff after this, talk it over a little bit. The second stringers will come back out as West Bloomfield's kicking front will once again take the field, led by Justin Ward. We appreciate you tuning in all season long for West Bloomfield Laker football. Our TV broadcasts at home, our abbreviated TV broadcast, single camera on the road, and our radio broadcast here in the playoffs. It's never easy for away teams to host visiting broadcasters. We appreciate Aaron Babbitt's and the team at Novi Detroit Catholic Central for their immense hospitality and their help in making this broadcast possible. So we got one final chance to join you on Friday nights this fall. Short kick, and it is muffed by Catholic Central. They will recover, get hit hard, and ultimately begin at their 31-yard line.
Yeah, and to some degree, I feel like Catholic Central is happy with that result. You know, yeah, that touchdown would have been nice on the onside kick with that kick return. Nice highlight, you know, nice moment, like you said, last-minute excitement. But now, likely they'll just run the clock out because I doubt West Bloomfield will be calling timeouts here.
Content to put a bow on this game if you're Catholic Central. With 2:26 left to play, up 41-14. And look, they haven't exactly allowed a lot of points over the last several weeks. Again, outscoring their opponents over the last few weeks by massive margins. 55-0 victory 3 weeks ago at Grand Ledge. 2 weeks ago, 23-7 to conclude the regular season against Detroit Martin Luther King. And last week opened the playoffs 33-0. 74-14 in the first 2 weeks of the playoffs. That is a statement if you're the Catholic Central Shamrocks, telling the entire Division I, if you don't have a favorite yet in this bracket, you're looking at it. Going up against Belleville next week, a powerhouse program in Division I, a team that if you beat, you are the odds-on favorite to win the championship. Duke Banta and company will begin this drive. Handoff will get maybe 3 yards and up to the 35. We'll mark them there, so it'll be a gain of 4 instead, 2nd and 6.
Drew Young is the ball.
Ball carrier is Drew Young. Or Dylan Young, my brother of Dylan Young. 2 minutes left in this ball game with a running clock off of that first down run for 4 yards. $1:55 left to play in the game, and the ball's at the 35-yard line for Catholic Central. They'll split 2 out to the strong side right. Banta will hand the ball off. Left side and right back to the line of scrimmage. Not much, if anything, for Drew Young once again, the junior.
Yeah, and really, again, just at this point, the game plan is simple. Just hand the ball off, don't turn it over, and keep the clock moving.
No gain on 2nd down, sets up a 3rd down and 6 from the 35-yard line with Catholic Central leading 41-14.
Shamrocks 35.
As the Shamrocks will begin this play after significant time in the huddle. And under a minute to play in this regular season and playoff campaign for the Lakers. Hand off to Young, right up the gut again. He'll get 1, and that's about it to set up a 4th and 5. With 44 seconds and ticking to play in this ball game, and that's really going to be maybe one final play and the conclusion of this regular season for the West Bloomfield Lakers.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the play clock thing will work right here. Just maybe a few second difference between it, so they might just hold on to the ball for a few seconds and then either punt it or just take the kneel down. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do here.
Across the MHSAA in Division I, number 8 Hudsonville defeating number 34 Granville 19-16. In that particular matchup, another final from District 1, Macomb Dakota defeats, leaving Utica Eisenhower late in the 4th quarter. And Catholic Central takes a timeout, 1 second left on the clock. Maybe want to get some different personnel out there and say, hey, look, get some playoff snaps, get some opportunities to say you played in a playoff victory. With 3 seconds left marked on the clock with the adjustment from the officiating crew.
Yeah, not enough time on there to really let things run out without getting a delay of game. So they opt to just take the timeout right there. and will now likely just either boot it down or just hold on to the ball for 2 or 3 seconds before taking that final knee.
"41-14 is the score. The final play of this ball game on its way. Fanta in the shotgun, Lakers showing blitz. Handoff to Young, right up the gut. He'll advance just shy of the 40-yard line, and with that, the clock strikes midnight on the West Bloomfield Lakers season. Final score from the Elm at Novi Detroit Catholic Central. The Shamrocks 41, West Bloomfield 14. We'll come back in just a minute with the Laker postgame show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm Greg Flynn, the fire chief here in West Bloomfield. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, on your 1 million views on YouTube. Together we share the message of community safety and preparedness, making West Bloomfield a safe and wonderful place to live. My name's Greg Flynn, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Welcome to the Laker post-game show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. West Bloomfield season concluding tonight on the road at number 2 Catholic Central. Final score, Lakers 14, Shamrocks 41. Looking around, some other scores from around the OAA and the MHSAA. Looks like Rochester Adams will also be moving on tonight as they had a comfortable lead of 35-0 heading into the fourth quarter against their fellow OAA foe in Clarkston, which means after tonight's loss for the Lakers and last week's loss for Lake Orion, Clarkston likely to be ending their season tonight, leaving Adams and Oxford, the final 2 teams, standing depending on the final results this evening. For Catholic Central, a really impressive win tonight from the jump. Again, much like last week in their 33-0 victory against Stevenson, it really seemed from the beginning they were willing to set the tone, keep that tone, and not let anything knock them down, no matter what the momentum was doing for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, they really have 2 things as a team that are hard to teach and instill, that are just kind of things that are naturally in players, and that size and, intensity of your motor. They are very fortunate to have both. They have a lot of size on both their offensive and defensive line. But, you can't just teach size, but, you got to be able to do something with it too. And their big guys have that motor to where they just take over games and don't allow you to do anything up front.
Catholic Central lining up on the 40-yard line on the right side of the field as they will have their trophy ceremony, winning the district championship in the MHSAA Division I's 2nd district. They'll move on to the Region 3 final against Belleville next week. Lakers lined up on the opposite side of the field between the 20-yard line and the 30-yard line to congratulate their opponents on a much-deserved victory tonight on their home turf. Already some embraces as they made their way toward that lineup for many of these seniors, including Bo Jackson, who came back to where his football career in high school started at Catholic Central for one final performance. And despite being the champion, not being the champions tonight in this ball game for West Bloomfield, plenty to be proud of for the Lakers for many of their careers. And I think the guy we got to celebrate the most from this season is the guy that really didn't have necessarily the best junior season, but came back and had an incredible senior season, and that's Josh Tate.
Yeah, Josh Tate was someone that going into this season that we looked out just based on his ability as a pass blocker and the runs that he was able to put together in a limited capacity junior year, that he was going to be an important part of this team, and he was exactly that. He had a phenomenal senior year, and he has a lot to be proud of himself as a football player and as a leader of this team.
Others on the offensive side, you always look toward the stars like Elijah Durham, who's definitely going to be playing some Saturday football going forward. We know Cameron Flowers is going to be playing some football on Saturdays and even on Tuesdays in Maction at the University of Toledo going forward. But you don't always talk about the guys that make the plays off the football. And you don't necessarily always hear about the guys that are making those little plays. They do the little things right. And if you're looking at a senior who does that, it's Jaden Allos.
Yeah, Jaden Allos is, one of those glue guys that you hear about on a football team.
Yeah.
Like you said, they do it all, similar to like a Don Kelly in baseball. He's someone that, you never really seen him complaining with his body language or anything. You always just saw a high intensity and a willingness to contribute in any way he could.
And the leaders on this offensive side have always been in the trenches. They were the heart and soul of this team that was a little bit younger in 2024, but still had all the potential in the world to make it to the playoffs, to advance in the playoffs and have a chance to compete for the championship. Jeremiah Benson, Ashton McCoy, who's been the center for this team for the last 2 seasons, and DJ Broom, who moved from guard to the outside tackle on the right side in week 8 this season. They have been a crucial part of the Lakers being able to stay in it despite all the adversity they faced in 2024. You always got to give it up for those guys in the trenches.
Yeah, and that's really, you mentioned it at the end right there, that's one thing that they have to be able to take pride in, that they were playing their absolute best football the last month and a half of the season for the most part. Yeah, it didn't show up today in the score 41-14, but this is one of the best teams, like I said, in the Michigan-Ohio region, and you have to really take pride in how you were able to put together a decent enough season to where you lost in the district finals.
You want some of your younger guys to get those opportunities to step up. Defensively, 2 of those this season have been a guy that's been around for a couple of years with this team in John Edison, and another in Chops Pittman, who came back for the first time in 2 years playing football, and both had a huge impact in 2024.
Yeah, and there are a lot of impact players that weren't necessarily making an impact for this team last year, and we kind of saw, those growing pains. And, granted, Pittman won't be here next year on the edge. His brother will still be there on the defensive front. But, with the talent that they were able to show in the secondary this year, it's going to be interesting to see what they put together next year. And it'll be even more interesting to see with Jamal Shakespeare if he's just playing quarterback or if he's, playing quarterback and back there patrolling deep at safety.
And a little adversity can go a long way to build the future of your team. You look toward the leaders of the future. Travis Robertson, likely to be that guy in the trenches for the Lakers going forward. Visited MSU last weekend, going to get a lot more D1 looks going forward. Is the 6'6", 276 defensive edge and offensive lineman, and other guys who have stepped up throughout the season. You mentioned Tank Pittman being one of those guys for West Bloomfield. Jeremiah Benson will be back next season, just a junior in 2024. Then you look at other guys who have stepped up throughout the year. Kylo Dickerson had a really impressive season. Kalik Robinson, especially early on, showed signs of being an amazing player in the secondary. Will Espy, Jamal Shakespeare, also key players, and Shakespeare especially, across all 3 phases of the game, is an impact player, is a great leader. He got a lot of praise after last week from the coaching staff, not because of the stats, but because of what he brings to that locker room. He is going to be the guy that everyone looks at to lead this Laker team forward in 2025.
And that's really something that gives you a lot of confidence and, a sense of security going into next season, knowing you have those guys that just aren't great players, have a lot of talent, but, they have the mental fortitude and the leadership capabilities to where, they can show those sophomores and freshmen, this is how we do things here at West Bloomfield, and kind of help Hilbers keep that, the program that they've been able to build in that tradition, and not just, have it all fall on the head coach.
And with that, that is going to spell the end of our regular season and playoff campaign on the radio and TV as well. I want to thank you for tuning in and joining us on another journey of West Bloomfield Laker football in this 2024 season. We appreciate you spending your Friday nights with us on television, on the radio, and online on CivicCenterTV.com. This is a massive team effort all across the fall for our ragtag team of media professionals at Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Want to give a huge shout out to our entire team. Calvin Brown at Master Control each and every week. Our director for our TV broadcasts, our studio producer for this radio broadcast tonight, putting in all those extra hours, giving up his Friday nights all throughout the fall to bring you Laker football. Many others producing on the back end of the broadcast as well. Our executive producer, Dave Scott. Our producer, Jared Clark, all throughout the season. Our camera operators, Dom Catoni and Daryl Sanders, also huge contributors to us in 2024. And of course, we couldn't do it without the great support of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission, which oversees our operation. We thank you for making this your home for Laker football in 2024. For our entire team at Civic Center TV, alongside my partner, Matt Catoni, we'll see you next season. It's Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.